friendship that'll never ever end.
Run!
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Reaction live stream number 13. In that neighborhood, my brothers and sisters. Once again, my friends, we are back for another live stream, y'all, on another good Saturday. Hope y'all doing excellent out there today. And I'm glad that you came on back to the channel once again to help with the bean. And from the jump, bean team, from the jump, I'm just gonna go and let y'all know this is a long stream, not a short stream. I repeat once again, my friends, this is a long stream, not a short stream, because we got a lot of different channels to go to, y'all. We're gonna start off by going to Chilling Scares. Shout out to Chilling Scares. And Chilling Scares actually has two recent videos that I have not watched yet or reacted to, but we're gonna watch one on today, and then maybe during this week or whenever, maybe next Saturday, we'll react to the other one together. Also, after that, we got to go back to Kyle from Dire Trip because he released another compilation of the dark and bizarre cases. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. We got to go check that out. Then we got to go back to the Lazy Man, the Lazy Masquerade. Lazy Man dropped another disturbing things that he found on the internet, volume 16, my friends. You know what I'm saying? I repeat once again, this is going to be a long stream, not a short stream. Then after that, we gonna go to Midwest Safety because Midwest Safety, it was a video that was popping up on my recommended, y'all. Like I think it was like 2 weeks ago when I first seen it, but it kept popping up, but I didn't watch it. But the title was interesting, and I was like, you know what, me and the Bean team, we gonna check that one out together. So we gotta go to Midwest Safety, and then y'all know we gonna end tonight. We gonna end the night like we always do most of the time over here on Saturdays on our live streams by going back to EWU Bodycam. But I digress. Before we do all that, y'all already know I got to give a shout out to everybody in the comment section, starting off with Canary. Canary says, woo! Like the nature boy Ric Flair. Woo! Happy to have you here again, Canary. Canary says she speed ran some food seconds before it starts. Hey, Canary, you ain't got to speed run it. You can eat while you watching the live stream, man. I'm excited for them though. Happy to always see you here. We got my girl Julie, a member of the Bean Team All Stars, and also a mod over here on our channel. And she says, "Hey, love." Then my girl Lively Galaxy says, "Yo, everyone," with heart emoji. Shout out to Lively, another member of the Bean Team All Stars, and another mod over here on our channel. Julie says, I can't stay. I need sleep, but I love you all. Have a great time. Hey, get your sleep, Julie. Get your sleep. Because for y'all that don't know, Julie, she lives in a time zone that is like it's like 2, 3, 4, 5 something in the morning over there where she stays. So I know that she. Hey, Julie, shout out for you to you just for showing up and saying that. And I be wanting to, y'all. I swear, I really want to do these live streams earlier on Saturdays. I really want to do them at like 1 o'clock, but I work Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday, my only 2 off days. And during the early parts of the day, I have other ish to do. Long story short, short story long, man. So this is just the time where we can get it in, my friends. Then we got Love Girl 788 has jumped in the building and says, hi, everyone. I am having teriyaki for dinner and a chocolate milk shake. Sounds pretty good to me, Love Girl. And I will say this. I love me some freaking teriyaki chicken. I love me some teriyaki chicken. Seriously. Julie said, can you send me some? Then we got Lively saying, woo, woo, and that does sound good. Hey, yo, Stack. And then we got Inflow, another member of the Bean Team All-Stars. And our third mod over here on our channel. Inflow says, hello, Bean Team. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. We got Inflow High from Julie. She says 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. over there, y'all. Freaking crazy, man. Shout out to you, Julie. She says, don't worry. I'm not worried, Julie. I'm not worried about you. I know you gonna take care of yourself, but man, oh man, that's some dedication to be up and giving love to our channel. But thank you for that, and you will always be appreciated. But I digress, Bean Team. Let's go get into today's video, y'all. Like I said, it's gonna be a long stream, not a short stream, Bean Team. So we need to get freaking started. And we getting started by going to chilling scares. Starting out with chilling scares, y'all. And the title of the video is YouTubers that became murderers. This is a very interesting title, y'all. And I really want to see what's going on. Do I know any of these YouTubers? Like, are these big YouTubers with hundreds of thousands or millions of subscribers, then they become murderers? Or are these like small YouTubers with 10, 20, 30, 100, maybe 1,000 subscribers? I don't know, but we're about to see. But before we see, Bean Team, y'all know what y'all got to do. Get whatever you may need. Get what you need, please. We going to chilling scares, y'all. This is a long stream, not a short stream. Y'all got what y'all need. Y'all ready to go? Then let's go. And y'all let me know if you can't hear the audio.
Suzanne Eaton was a 59-year-old American scientist who was working as a professor of molecular biology in Dresden, Germany. A big part of her job at this institute was to travel around the world and hold conferences on the latest developments in her field. In July of 2019, she traveled to the scenic Greek island of Crete for one of these conferences, not knowing that this was going to be her last, and that the person responsible for her end would be caught because of his videos on YouTube. The incident happened on July 2nd, when, after a conference, Suzanne spent time with her peers and played the public piano in the venue's lobby before saying her goodbyes and heading out to her hotel in the afternoon. Sadly, this was the last time anyone saw Suzanne alive. Her coworkers noticed her absence when she didn't show up for the second conference scheduled for 6 p.m. that evening. It wasn't like her to skip events out of the blue. Something wasn't right. A fact that became increasingly clear when over 24 hours passed without anyone hearing from her. So on July 3rd, her colleagues called the police to check on her, hoping she was simply sick or something similar. However, when officers arrived at her hotel room, no one answered the door. They acquired a spare key from the hotel management and went inside, only to find the room completely empty and undisturbed. All of Suzanne's belongings were also still in the room. The only things missing were her running shoes and a set of exercise clothes. Those who knew her immediately understood what this meant. You see, in addition to her academic prowess and piano expertise, Suzanne was also an athlete at heart. She was a double black belt in Taekwondo, and despite her age, loved going on a run every day. Knowing this helped investigators narrow down what might have happened to her. Put simply, she likely went on a run soon after returning to her hotel on July 2nd, and something went wrong after that. She wasn't super familiar with the area, and to make matters worse, the weather was uncomfortably hot that afternoon. There was a strong possibility she collapsed from the heat or something else along those lines. After putting this together,
it's a strong possibility that she collapsed from the heat or got lost or anything like that. But more than anything, I'm thinking just because she in a foreign country, you know what I'm saying? She's not in her home country. I think this lady got either kidnapped or murdered by somebody. And we already know it's the latter because of what we're about to hear about this YouTuber. But why the freak did he just randomly murder this lady? Let's find out.
Immediately dispatched a search and rescue team in the area surrounding her hotel and around popular running trails. Her family even traveled to Crete and put a €50,000 reward for anyone who could help find Suzanne. Unfortunately, Suzanne was nowhere to be found. That is until 5 days later, on July 8th, when two young men were exploring one of the abandoned World War II Nazi bunkers scattered across Crete. Around 200 meters in, one of them noticed a piece of burlap covering something on the ground. They picked it up from one end to see what was underneath, and what they found was the aftermath of one of the most horrific crimes in Crete's recent history. The burlap was covering the bloody remains of Suzanne Eaton. A later autopsy report discovered that Suzanne had several broken ribs, multiple fractures throughout her body, a missing ear, and much, much more. Whatever happened to her certainly was not an accident. The investigators began searching for clues, and fortunately it didn't take long for them to make their first major breakthrough: a set of car tire tracks leading up to the entrance of the bunker. Analyzing these tracks allowed investigators to find the car responsible for transporting Suzanne's remains to that bunker. It belonged to 27-year-old Yanis Paraskakis, a local sheep farmer. But when questioned, Giannis feigned ignorance and claimed that him driving through that area on that day was nothing more than a coincidence. He went as far as to say that he didn't even know about the existence of that bunker, a lie that would eventually lead to his arrest. You see, Giannis had a dream to become a successful YouTuber. He started a channel with his own name in 2012 and began posting videos. However, if you go to his channel today, all you'll find are 3 videos of him performing an ancient Chinese martial art and meditation technique called Qigong. That's because a couple days before Suzanne's body was discovered, Giannis deleted every other video on his channel. And once authorities recovered some of these deleted videos, it became clear why. You see, most of these deleted videos involved Giannis exploring abandoned World War II bunkers, including the one where Suzanne's remains were discovered. This contradiction gave the authorities the go-ahead to formally arrest him on July 15. It also allowed them to investigate him further, and the evidence they discovered was overwhelming. As it turned out,
and he should have got arrested because you lied, bro. You said you don't know nothing about bunkers, and come to find out you got channels on your freaking YouTube. I mean, you got videos on your freaking YouTube channel of you being down in the same type of bunkers that the lady was found dead in. You guilty, bro. Guilty as charged. You do the crime, do the time. We got you. You caught. The end.
the land where this bunker was located was owned by Giannis's family. Investigators also found traces of Suzanne's blood in his car's trunk. When confronted with this evidence, Giannis cracked and told the whole story. According to him, he saw Suzanne running down the road and something came over him. He hit her with his car twice before putting her in his car, driving to the bunker and ending her life there. He later changed his story to where he was compelled to commit this crime by a demon. Unfortunately for him, the jury didn't buy this one bit and sentenced him to life in prison without the possibility of parole in 2020. Now, this should have been the end of Giannis's story, but from what I've seen, there's more to his actions than just this one crime he was convicted of. The thing is, Giannis presented his vile act as a crime of opportunity, something he did completely out of nowhere. However, there's evidence to suggest that Giannis might be a full-blown serial killer. For instance, he was apparently detained by the police twice before, once for arson and once for animal cruelty, both of which are well-known early behaviors of serial killers. After his arrest, several other women also came forward, testifying that he had tried to run them over with his car as well in the past. So, Suzanne was more than likely not his first victim. However, the most solid evidence against Giannis is in one of the deleted videos he uploaded to YouTube. In it, we can see him showing some very human-looking bones scattered throughout the same bunker Suzanne was discovered in. These bones were never discovered by the authorities, suggesting they might have been removed by Giannis to hide evidence. But what makes this truly disturbing is what his friend says at one point in the same video. This roughly translates into, "Is this where you left that old guy?" Insinuating that Giannis had disposed of one of his previous victims in the same bunker before. And if that is the case, one can only wonder how many other people Giannis has killed over the years.
Yes. Yes. That's my biggest question right now. How many people did he really kill in those and leave their bodies in those bunkers? Was them freaking bones real? I think they was real human bones, or some people he didn't kill. Then he got them up later when he knew the police was on his ass. You know what I'm saying, BT? Like, dude, man, Giannis. I feel like Giannis one of those ones that was getting away with ish for a long time. Then he finally got caught. But just please don't let him see the light of day anymore. And I really honestly don't think he gonna ever admit to all the crimes he committed. I think that dude is a serial killer, low key. Like, I feel like he got a lot of bodies that he left in those bunkers. Let's go. That was bonkers. No pun intended, or was it intended? I don't know. Let's go.
Simply Manic 6075 was a YouTube channel owned and operated by 24-year-old Samantha Wolford. She lived in the small community of Monticello, Texas with her husband Ernest Lee Ibarra, aka Ernie, and their 5 children. She usually made videos about her day-to-day life and other random topics. Her story began in 2008 when she was at the lowest point of her life. She'd recently become the single mother of a pair of twins and had no love interest in her life. That's when she met Ernie at a local tattoo shop, and the two hit it off right from the get-go, eventually getting in a relationship and starting a family together. In one of her videos, Samantha described the day she met Ernie as the happiest day of her life. Together, they were blessed with 3 more children, including 1 more pair of twins. Raising 5 kids was a challenge, but Ernie made it work by taking a second job in pizza delivery. So, while they had endured tough times together, Samantha, Ernie, and their 5 children appeared to be the perfect loving family. However, while being a stay-at-home mother was all she could do at the time, Samantha still had a dream of becoming a famous actress one day.
I've always wanted.
I just gotta say real quick, Bean Team. I remember this story from somebody's channel. For some reason, I want to say it's the Lazy Masquerade. But I also want to bring up the fact that these are 2 young adults that got 5 children. 5 children, 5 babies, 5 financial things that they have to take care of. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, dude, and there's no excuse about what is about to happen because I can't even remember what's about to happen. I just remember her face and I remember the daddy face. Let's find out what happened. But that's crazy being that young as a couple with 5 kids.
To be an actress. I think it is so much fun. I've been extras in movies. I've had small parts in like short films. It is so much fun and it is so beautiful. It is one of the most amazing forms of art ever to be able to express yourself that way. I think it's amazing.
So, in October 2010, she created her YouTube channel and started posting videos, hoping to become a popular YouTuber and fulfill her dream on the internet instead. And things were going surprisingly okay in the beginning. Samantha would post new videos whenever she had something new to say. And while most of her videos struggled to get past 100 views at the time, the few viewers she had were enough to keep her going. But as time passed on, her passion for making videos turned into an obsession. She started spending more of her time on making videos than her family, putting even more pressure on an already stressed out Ernie. Around 2014, she also started accusing Ernie of hurting her in her videos, hinting at just how bad their relationship was going. But then, after posting a seemingly random video in March of 2014, Samantha mysteriously vanished from the internet. Maybe she lost interest in YouTube or just wanted to focus on her family again. No one knew exactly why she quit so abruptly. Then, on the 20th of February 2015, viewers finally received the update they were waiting for. Unfortunately, it was far more tragic than anyone could have imagined. It started with the Texas police receiving a call from one of Samantha's aunts asking them to save her niece's life.
Cause County 911, what's your emergency? I have a home invasion. My niece is tied up. I am at the verge of untying my niece at this particular moment. Okay, she's tied up. She is tied up and gagged. And gagged? Is that what you said? Ma'am. Is there anybody else there? Where are the kids? We have 5 small infants asleep.
Apparently, 3 masked men broke into their home in the middle of the night and attacked the couple while they were asleep. The intruders then tied Samantha in her bedroom and after hitting him with a gun a few times, kidnapped Ernie. Samantha somehow managed to get her ties loose enough to call her aunt, who then contacted the police after arriving at Samantha's home herself. By the time officers arrived, Samantha's aunt had set her free from the restraints. The kids were fortunately safe as well. However, what made this whole situation strange was that the intruders didn't take anything else from their home besides Ernie. And from the people who knew him personally, Ernie wasn't the type of guy to make enemies with dangerous people. Put simply, investigators sensed something fishy with the whole situation. But all that paled in comparison to the main objective, which was to save Ernie as soon as possible. Unfortunately, Samantha didn't know anything that could give investigators their first clue. With no other option, the officers took Samantha to the station for further questioning, hoping to extract any useful information they could from her. But what none of them expected was that Samantha would change up her story completely after entering the interrogation room. Where before she didn't know anything about the assailants, now she had the name of a potential suspect, John Rebel. As Samantha's story goes, she was talking to her friend about Ernie's supposed attacks on Samantha, when suddenly a man with the pseudonym John Rebel overheard their conversation and started talking about how a man shouldn't treat a woman that way and that he was going to handle the situation. Well, as it turned out, the name John Rebel actually belonged to someone, a man named Jonathan Sanford. The police found and arrested John not long after Samantha gave out his name, right alongside his 2 accomplices, Jose Ponce and Octavius Rhymes. Surprisingly, Jonathan put up little to no resistance and immediately confessed to kidnapping Ernie. He also confirmed the worst possible outcome, that by the time the police got involved, Ernie was already dead. The 3 took him to a secluded forest and executed him with 1 shot to the back of his head. However, even after learning all this, one question remained. Why? Why would 3 men who didn't even know Ernie kidnap him from his home like that? Every answer to this question pointed back to Samantha, who kept denying any involvement. Even if the investigators ignored her suddenly remembering the perpetrator's name, there were several other suspicious aspects to her story. Like, how was she able to untie herself enough to call her aunt? Why didn't any of her neighbors hear the break-in? And why were the kids all sleeping in the same room, when usually they're scattered throughout the house? It wasn't long before investigators uncovered undeniable evidence of her direct involvement. This includes
Seriously, like, dude, this is just all a setup, and it's all just leading back to her. Like, lady, there is no way that this happened to Ernie without your involvement. You can fake like you didn't have nothing to do with it, but all the evidence, everything points to this could not happen without you being involved in this setup. And shout out to Canaries. The Canary says, sorry, but Octavius Rhymes is such a good name. I like that name too. Octavius Rhymes. Like, it's a very unique name. I will say that. Very unique. But come on, man. Like, dude, you gotta have something to do with this. Ain't no 3 dudes just gonna randomly show up and kidnap this man for no reason unless you wanted them to do it.
included instruction messages she sent to Octavius when the officers were trying to call Ernie's phone, which he had on him. These read, "Kill his phone, shut that down, ditch phone, move." There was no doubt about it at this point. Samantha was in colluding with her husband's killers. And as the investigation went on, the real story came out as well. Samantha had apparently become addicted to the idea of becoming a famous YouTuber, and her neglect of the kids became a constant source of fighting between the couple. But instead of resolving the issue like a responsible adult, Samantha colluded with her friend's boyfriend to hatch a cartoonishly evil scheme to get rid of Ernie. They first wanted to plant hard drugs in his car and get him arrested, but later made the heartless decision that taking his life would be much easier. There's also a chance that Samantha went with the murder plan because it would have brought her more attention on YouTube. She was eventually sentenced to 149 years in prison for killing her own husband, leaving her 5 children completely orphaned in the process. Diane
Like, I feel like Lively said it best, man. They didn't think this ish through. Like, first of all, y'all should have never been thinking about killing anybody anyway. You know what I'm saying? But dude, like, I don't know how y'all thought y'all was gonna get away with that, especially her. Like, the way it happened, all the evidence just lead back to you. Hey, little girl says addiction is a bad habit. It can be. It depends on what you addicted to. It can be a terrible thing, man. Terrible thing. Lavi says probably wouldn't have gone worse if they did just do the drug plant. Yes, I would have rather they did that, Lavi. Maybe if they did the drug plant thing, things would have been better. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's elfed up to do, but at least Ernie would have still been alive, and I don't even think they would have got away with that. But that was better than freaking killing them. And yeah, not that is right either, but still, he would live. Took the words right out of my mouth, Lively. We on the same wavelength. We on the same wavelength. Canary says she's such a disgusting person. Reminds me of a current TikToker who is using her maggot-filled house where she lived with her 5 children by never cleaning up and farming empathy from people. What the hell is you? What? Canary, I'm not familiar with that, but that sounds crazy. My girl Diana has entered the building. Diana is always here. Whenever I live stream, Diana is gonna pop in, y'all, and says she texts them about it. Man, just stop wasting the cop time. Turn yourself in. Yes, you just creating records that the cops can easily go look up. Just turn yourself in. You guilty. Canary says all this because they want fame. That's another crazy thing about that. The reason that she probably wanted to get caught or wanted to be seen or whatever is because she wanted her YouTube to blow up. Well, your YouTube then blew up and your ass in jail. How about that? Long story short, short story long, big team. Yeah, they all be throwing their lives away for what? I don't know, man. I don't freaking know. 15 minutes of fame. Yes, Lively. Yes, and nowadays nobody is ever thinking about her again. Let's go, my friends.
Anna Lovejoy was a successful technical writer living in the town of Carlsbad, California with her husband Greg Mulvihill. However, while her corporate job paid the bills, Diana's true passion was becoming a triathlon athlete and documenting her journey on video, resulting in her eventually starting her own fitness blog called Lovejoy Fitness and a YouTube channel by the name of Heavy DJ. She started this channel all the way back in 2008 and over the years used it to document various parts of her life. From meeting her parents after a long time to going scuba diving with her husband. At one point, she even tried to become a cooking show host of sorts.
Doesn't that smell nice?
Unfortunately, her channel never really took off, forcing her to eventually cut her losses and move on with her life in March of 2012. Or at least that's what it looked like from the outside. In reality, Diana's reason for abandoning her YouTube channel was kind of wholesome. You see, Diana and Greg had been trying for a baby for years by this point. Tragically, Diana had suffered 8 different miscarriages and was quickly losing hope. But then in September of 2012, the two were blessed with a perfectly healthy baby boy, marking an end to their struggle. However,
hey, that's a miracle within its own right. Just that the fact that she had 8 miscarriages and finally had a healthy baby boy. That is a miracle, being seen. God is good.
what should have been a moment of celebration started a downward spiral of lies and betrayals, eventually culminating in an assassination attempt. Things started going downhill when just a few months after the birth of their son, Greg lost his job, leaving Diana as the sole breadwinner. The stress of the previous miscarriages, combined with the crushing weight of having to support a family in an extremely expensive city all on her own, spelled disaster for their marriage. It wasn't long before the two were constantly fighting with each other. Things escalated even further on July 9, 2014, when Greg returned home only to see a police officer waiting for him at the door. The officer explained that Greg wasn't allowed to enter his own home because, as it turned out, Diana had accused him of attacking both her and their son. What followed was a nearly 2-year-long divorce mediation, during which the investigators found no evidence supporting Diana's accusations, allowing Greg to get a 50-50 custody of their son. Diana was also ordered to pay $120,000 as a part of their divorce settlement in late 2015. But before the divorce could be finalized, Greg received a phone call from an anonymous number that changed everything. The voice on the other end claimed to be a private investigator Diana had hired recently. And according to this investigator, he already had solid proof of the attack claims Diana had made against Greg. But for some unknown reason, he wanted to help Greg win the case, so he claimed to have left the documents taped to a power pole located on a small hiking trail near Greg's home. Greg naturally found this whole thing pretty suspicious and decided to take one of his friends with him to the pole on the night of September 4th, 2016. Sadly, despite his suspicions, he failed to grasp the true intentions of the strangely helpful private detective.
Hello, this is 911.
Yeah. My friend has just been shot.
Do you know who shot him?
Oh,
There's a guy lying down like a sniper.
A sniper? Did you see him at all?
Briefly, we saw the gun, and he shot at us like 6 or 7 times.
When Greg reached the pole, a sniper opened fire on him, shooting him clean through the chest. Fortunately, the bullet missed his heart by mere inches, giving him a second chance at life. By the time the police arrived, the shooter had already fled the crime scene. But a quick survey of the area allowed the investigators to uncover a pair of towels the shooter left behind. Running a DNA test on these towels led to a man named Weldon McDavid, Diana's shooting instructor. Weldon tried to deny any involvement at first, but the evidence against him was overwhelming, as after a thorough search, investigators were able to find another set of the same towels at Diana's place as well. They had also received CCTV footage of Diana buying the burner phone Weldon later used to lure Greg into the secluded area. Most importantly, investigators also found the gun Weldon used on Greg, hidden in the rafters of his garage. By this point, it was clear that Diana was the one who—
like Bean Team, seriously, man, this is another case like the one we just were listening to before. What these people like, y'all be so stupid, commit these stupid ass crimes, and I'm meaning like y'all don't have no cover up for this ish. Like, dude, when the police investigate, like y'all not even making the police job hard. Y'all got evidence all over y'all house. He got evidence in her freaking house, in Diana's house, of the freaking murder with the towels and stuff. He is your shooting instructor. Like, it's so easy to connect the dots of this crazy ish with y'all. Like, are y'all even trying to get away with this at this point? Or you just doing it and knowing you gonna get caught? Either way it go, I just hope y'all get life in prison. That's all I'm saying, man. Let's go.
wanted to get rid of Greg, likely to avoid paying the divorce settlement and keep full custody of her son. Diana and Weldon were arrested for the attempted assassination on Greg Mulvihill and tried for their crimes in November 2017. Both were found guilty, with Diana sentenced to 26 years to life and Weldon to a harsher 50 years to life. The only silver lining in this entire case is that Greg was able to make a full recovery and is now living with his son.
And I'm good with those two sentences too. I'm good with those two sentences. I think she got what, 26 to life. He got like 50 to life. I'm good with those two. I just hope they just get life. I'm tired. Y'all know I hate the whole 25, 13, 47, 89 to life. Like I hate, why y'all just won't say life in prison and be done with it? I wish that's how it would go, but I'm good with those two sentences. Lively says, I'm so glad he lived and got his child. Yes. Now that is the most great thing of it all. And the crazy mama is in prison. And like I said, I hope she beat up for freaking life. And it's going to be crazy when the child grow up and realize that my mama tried to kill my daddy. That's some crazy ish to think about as a child. Diana says, not to mention how sick she is to accuse him of abuse to manipulate the court. Like she just... life in prison. Please just give a life in prison, man. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Almost done with Chilling Scares.
Gunnar Runar 87 channel on YouTube seems oddly wholesome at first glance. It's owned by an Icelandic boy named Gunnar Runar Sigthorsson and contains a single 3.5-minute video of him confessing his feelings to the girl he loves. The title translates to English as My Confession to Hildur. In it, he says things like,
Hún án efa sérstakasta manneskja sem ég nokkuð tímann hitt. Ég verð svo ótrúlega glaður bara að vera nálægt henni. Það þarf ekki meira. Og þetta ætlað þér því að ég held ég orðin ástfangin með þér.
However, this seemingly heartfelt love letter turned out to be the key to solving one of the most horrific crimes in recent Icelandic history. And it all led back to Gunnar and the troubled life he had as a child. You see, Gunnar didn't have a mother growing up, resulting in him getting extremely close with his father. However, on the night of September 20th, 1996, when Gunnar was just 9 years old, his father decided to end it all using a gun. What made this already messed up situation even worse was the fact that Gunnar was in the room with his father and witnessed everything. Unsurprisingly, this took a heavy toll on Gunnar's mental health. He withdrew from the world and refused to accept his father's death as reality. Everything seemed hopeless for Gunnar. That is until...
Oh my God. Yes, now that is some effed up ish to deal with too. Because like I was talking about in the case before this, and Lively said, yeah, that'd be crazy to hear your mom try to get your dad assassinated. When I was talking about when the little child grew up and she got to deal with that fact of the matter, but deal with this fact of the matter. Can you imagine being in the room when your mother or your father unalived themselves right in front of you? Can you imagine that ish and how that nightmare would never leave till you leave this earth? That's something you would think about. You could be 88 years old and you still might have a nightmare about that. So I can understand why he had mental health issues. And that, I'm not excusing whatever you're about to do. I don't know what he about to do. I'm not excusing it, but I'm just saying that is tragic for him to go through that. Let's go.
School when he met a girl named Hildur and instantly became infatuated with her. He'd admired her throughout school and into adulthood, but never found the courage to make a move, fearing he'd lose his only close friend. However, things changed in 2009 when Hildur got engaged to a man named Hannes. This gave Gunnar the push to do something about his feelings. But given his shy personality, he still couldn't confront Hildur directly. So in March of 2009, he created a YouTube channel and uploaded his confession on there. Hildur never reciprocated his feelings, but the two remained friends. Even Hannes, Hildur's now husband, didn't seem to mind Gunnar's company, something he likely regretted deeply just a year later. It all went down on the 14th of August 2010. Hildur was invited to a party that Gunnar was attending as well. But things got a bit out of hand, and Hildur ended up drinking too much and passing out. Given their closeness, the task of getting her home safely was handed to Gunnar. But instead of dropping her off at Hannes' house like he should have, Gunnar took her to his own home. By the time Hilder woke up, it was already morning. She was understandably furious with Gunnar and immediately called one of her friends to drive her home. But nothing could have prepared Hilder for the horrific scene she witnessed on the other side of her front door. Her husband Hannes was lying on the top of the staircase near their bedroom, submerged in a pool of his own blood. She ran outside and called the authorities. Sadly, it was already too late. Hannes had received over 20 stab wounds on his body, from his arms and legs to the back of his neck, and was long dead by the time Hilder found him. Given his condition, his death was ruled a homicide, and investigators wasted no time in looking for the killer. And while they initially suspected one of his business rivals of committing this horrific crime, it didn't take long for investigators to find Gunnar's video confession to Hilder and bring him in for questioning. Gunnar denied knowing anything about it and was eventually let go due to lack of evidence. Fortunately, not all hope was lost, because not long after that, investigators found a bloody shoe print next to Hannes' bed. Looking deeper into this print revealed that it belonged to a pair of limited edition Adidas shoes. At the time, there were only 18 of these specific shoes in all of Iceland, and Gunnar just so happened to own one of these pairs. This was enough evidence to detain him once again. This also gave investigators the authority to do a thorough search of his belongings, resulting in them finding residue of Hannes' blood on his shoes, as well as in his car. Once presented with this evidence, Gunnar confessed to the murder. He also revealed that he'd been planning it for months, and even shoplifted the items he intended to use to avoid purchase records linking back to him. And while he didn't admit to it, Hilder also suspected him of spiking her drink that night, since she usually never passed out like that. After committing the crime, he also drove to a nearby pier and dumped items used in the crime into the sea to get rid of any evidence. It was a well thought out plan, since he was only caught because the garbage bag he used to hide his shoe prints tore open as he walked. As for his motive, it was just as everyone had expected, with him making it clear during the investigation, stating, "I loved Hilder. She was supposed to be with me. She was not supposed to be with him." Surprisingly, he was found not guilty during his first trial on March 1, 2011 by reason of insanity stemming from his messed up childhood. However, the prosecution argued that he was fully aware of his actions and escalated the case to the Supreme Court of Iceland. Gunnar was found guilty on this second trial and was sentenced to 16 years in prison. This was already lenient given the brutality of his crime, yet he ended up serving only half of that sentence as well. He was released under supervision in July 2019 and now works at a local warehouse.
Oh, fucking kid. Well, chilling scares, we just ended the video on a bad note. Are you freaking kidding me? That man got sentenced to 16 years, which is already bad, but he ended up only serving half of that time, which is 8 years. And come to find out in the year 2025, he is a free man after killing somebody. Like that is, I will never understand it. What the hell? That is crazy, man. Yes, Diana released. I didn't see that part coming. What the? Canary says nobody wants a man like you do. Like he's so obsessed with that lady. If I'm not, man, listen, man. If you love somebody and they don't love you back, they don't want to be with you, then that's okay. Like that don't mean that, like, just they don't want you. Like let them go. Let them go be with whoever they want. Let it go. Just because they don't want you don't mean they can't have nobody else. I don't know. I'm kind of like frustrated right now because I didn't expect that to end like that. My girl Lively says, right, like why would you wait till she met someone else? Great question. We got a new commenter in the building, y'all. Miro, I don't know how to say your name, bro. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm just gonna call you Miro. But Miro says that's insane. What's the heck? Like, oh, why is this man a free man after murdering somebody? You know what? He one of them ones who gonna fall in love with another girl and he gonna kidnap her and murder her too. And it's gonna be all the justice system, all the police fault because y'all the reason that he out right now. He says, just call me Rock. I'm going to call you Rock, bro. Shout out to Rock. Shout out to you being here. But I digress, Bean Team. That's just the first video. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, my friend, this is a long stream. Not a short one. Not a short one. Because now we have to go to Kyle from Dial Trip. From Dial Freaking Trip, y'all. Shout out to Kyle. And the title of the video is The Wannabe Rapper Who Killed Her McDonald's Manager. Now, I just want to say real quick that I have seen this story on my YouTube also, but I never really got the context of it. I think I seen one short that this girl made when she was talking crazy about McDonald's and rappers and not rappers, McDonald's and the her employees and stuff. I don't know why I get rappers from, but I seen a little bit of that. And also, fun fact, real quick, McDonald's was my first job, y'all. I started working at McDonald's at the age of 17. I was in the 11th grade. So that's just a little fun fact, my first ever job. But I digress. Let's get into it, man. 10 strange and dark cases. I love when Die Trip do this.
Alright, here we are back again with another Strange and Dark Cases compilation. You know how it works. This is where I take a bunch of crimes that aren't long enough to be their own video, but are definitely worth talking about, and combine them all into one big video. So, let's get started.
Get whatever you may need.
Here we've got McDonald's worker snaps and kills manager. Afeni Muhammad was an aspiring rapper in East Point, Michigan, who went by the name Risen Phoenix online, mainly on YouTube and Instagram. A lot of her posts consisted of rants, scantily clad photos and videos of herself, and ads for music that never ended up releasing. While she hadn't released much music at all, what she did release was, not very good.
Sometimes I've been feeling like I'm running from these crazy vipers. When they throw that venom my way, I swipe that shit like windshield wipers. Cause like everyone else, you damn sure scattered. Left my heart shattered. Broken more than glass dropped from the top of the ladder. I swear it felt like my life didn't matter. Felt like I died and my grave was somewhere on Saturn. I too will incorporate my life story into a song. Then I realized I was supposed to have all along. Then I realized everyone wanted to kill me. Cause I'm so real. Baby, I know that my lyrics are way too advanced for my age.
Most of Afeni's rants.
What the fuck was that? I'm sorry, Bean Team. That shit was trash. Long story short, short story long. Now see, this is why I love my boy Kyle, because he add context to the whole thing. What the freak? She's a rapper. That was the most garbage ass shit I done heard in a long time. Was she playing or was them real music videos? like seriously, Diana, what the hell did we just listen to? I don't even listen to rap, and I knew that was bad. Like that dude, that was comical. That shit that was comical. Like she couldn't be serious. Like she really thought she was a rapper with that one. And Livy says she needs Jesus. I don't know what she need a ghostwriter, Livy. She need Drake ghostwriter. That's Jay-Z. She need one of their ghostwriters. What the? Let's go.
Were about her job. Specifically, they were about her manager at McDonald's, a 39-year-old woman named Jennifer Harris. Jennifer was a mother of two who had been working at that McDonald's location for 15 years by this point.
I was wrongfully treated today at work. I was literally physically tapped on a lot of times, and I said, "Get away from me. Please get out of my space if you don't mind. I can't talk right now," and you still continue to touch me. That made me very unhappy. My name kept getting called. I was doing a great job. I kept getting sabotaged, tempted, so my button can get pressed and I can go out of character. And I know I won't be tolerating that. So since they decided to bully me, let the universe show them what's next. Because it wasn't right. And there will be hell to pay for that.
Afeni's rants about her.
And you know, so what's so crazy about her TikTok rants, like the one we just seen, she using the filters and looking all crazy and stuff. It's real. She really is crazy, and everything she's saying, she really feel. You know what I'm saying? She not BSing. She not playing around. She dead ass serious. And I want to give a shout out to Kylie Nelson, 1993, a member of the Bean Team All-Star. She became a member once again. She has been a member in the past. And once again, my friend, she is a member of the Bean Team All-Stars. And she said, Lobby says, "Oh, welcome to the team, Kylie." Yeah, welcome back to the team, Kylie. Welcome freaking back. Canary says, "What is that filter, bro? I don't know. It's a crazy filter, but I feel like the filter matches her. I feel like the filter matches her, Canary. It most definitely do." And Kylie says, "Hey, being team. Thanks, Lobby. I was finally able to renew my membership. Welcome back to the Bean Team All Stars." Kylie, this is a long stream, not a short stream. So you ain't missed anything. Let's go.
Her manager, who she continually called a bully, only got angrier over time. Usually, Finney wouldn't specify exactly what had been done to her, aside from saying that Jennifer had touched her on the shoulder or asked her to leave early. She felt her manager disrespected other people and looked down on them. On Wednesday, July 10th, 2025, Finney was sent home early once again. Without even changing out of her work clothes, she decided to go on another long-winded rant in her car about Jennifer. In the video, she seemed a bit frazzled, repeating herself numerous times and reiterating the same points over and over. She was so scatterbrained that she actually posted 2 videos saying roughly the same thing.
I got sent home early yesterday. I got sent home early today by the same person. I'm telling you, she's a bully. This shit isn't funny. And she keeps sending me home early. It's not funny. And it isn't funny at all. But to get sent home 2 days in a row, man, and I came in on my off day to make up my time, and she still sends me home early, it's not funny. Somebody will have to do something about that. It's not funny. It's not fair. It isn't funny at all. So, she could keep being a bully if she wants to, but that shit is going to catch up to her. Because it ain't funny at all. She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and got children doesn't mean that she can come in the store, disrespecting people, talking to them like everybody's beneath her. She has no respect. And then throughout the day, she keeps on putting negative energy in the air, talking about people, gossiping about people. She's a bully. She's a bully. Nobody's perfect. It's fucking McDonald's. It happens.
When the next day came around,
I agree with that. Nobody is perfect. And don't get me twisted, being team, but I can understand that she mad because she can't get her time. She sending her home early. I have worked at jobs. When I was at McDonald's, it was sometimes where we was overstaffed, work was slow, and the manager had to send some of us home early, and we didn't get the hours that we wanted. But regardless of all that, it do not give you the excuse to kill this lady. Long story short, short story long.
Finney showed up to work again and argued heavily with her boss. Jennifer, tired of her behavior, sent her home early once again. According to other employees, it was actually Finney's own actions and outbursts that had been getting her sent home the whole time. When she was kicked out, she told her boss, "I'll be back," returned to her car, and grabbed a knife. She then, for some reason, put on a mask and returned to the store, despite telling everyone that she was coming back and doing nothing to disguise the rest of her clothes. Finney walked over to Jennifer and started stabbing her multiple times. One of the other employees on deck said that she immediately knew it was Finney when she carried out the attack. Finney then tried to flee. A customer saw all this happening from the drive-thru. Seeing the stabbing, he pulled out his gun and fired it into the air in order to break up the fight. Finney tried to run away, but the customer threw her to the ground and held her down until the police could arrive. Finney was quickly taken into police custody, and her boss, Jennifer, was taken to the hospital. Unfortunately, she would come to pass away from her injuries that day. The next day, Finney was arraigned in court on charges of first-degree murder and carrying a dangerous weapon with unlawful intent. She felt it important to say that she goes by Finney Muhammad but also goes by Risen Phoenix in court. Her defense attorney said, against her wishes, that he wanted her to undergo a mental health evaluation before they would continue. He said that this was due to his odd interactions with her and certain things on the police report. That is where the case has currently ended. Right now, Finney is being held on a $250 million bond while she awaits her results and inevitable trial.
No, I don't snap on people. I don't go in there doing that. I tell her, no, I make peace. That's what I'm doing. Because I know that I'm a great person. I've been creating peace. I've been creating peace.
Life in prison. Let's just wrap it up, man. Life in prison, over and done with. Seriously, it's still an ongoing trial, but that should be the thing. Life in prison without the possibility of parole. It's like, dude, And I hate it. I hate it. Rest in peace to the lady who lost her life. I hate it for her, but I even hate it for the damn her. That I can't remember her name, but the murderer. Like, you kill somebody over some McDonald-ish, over a job, over you not getting hours. Like, just think about how petty that was for you to end someone's life. Like, man, she got mental health issues. I will say that. And shout out to D Mike. D Mike has left a comment in the building. D Mike says, I believe she was being bullied for a long time, but murder was not the answer. Like, it's never the answer. Murder is never the freaking answer, man. Diana says, can't believe the kids have to live without their mom for no reason. And it's like, you ain't thinking about your personal life. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the murderer, and you ain't thinking about the person you murdering personal life. They got kids, they got a whole family. None of that is in her thoughts when she did what she did. Killing a mother of 3 rather than quit a job and get a new job. Exactly, Canary. She don't give a damn. You can ask her today, and she probably still wouldn't kill. I don't know, man. Kylie says, I'm not making excuses, but you never know how far bullying can push someone. I agree 100%, Kylie. I agree, man. Be careful who you out here bullying. Some bullies, not only are they going to fight back, they may kill back. You know what I'm saying? They may freaking kill you over that ish. Yeah, she could have found a different job. And one thing about the whole bullying thing, we don't know for a fact if she really was getting bullied or she just took it as being bullied. Like, we really don't know exactly what happened. All I'm just saying is, man, it was not right for her to murder that lady. That was not right. And she need life in prison. Let's go.
And this one is, man feels guilty for killing his wife, so he kills his ex-wife too. On May 13th, 2023, Timothy Taylor was having a domestic dispute with his wife, Teresa Gregg. Teresa was a mother of 2 and had been working with the New York City Department of Homeless Services. She had been said to have been a very good woman. Unfortunately, she chose a man that was anything but that. The 2 were known to have had some loud screaming matches in their apartment at all hours of the night. That night, things escalated much more than ever before. Timothy pulled out a knife and stabbed Teresa, killing her right there. It would be her 2 12-year-old twin daughters who came home the next morning and discovered her body at around 8:20 a.m. They called an ambulance, but it was already far too late. The bedroom was covered in so much blood that it was clear that she had to have been dead for quite some time. The police came to the obvious conclusion that Timothy had done it. After all, they were known for constant arguments, and he was nowhere to be found. Once he got word that the cops were looking for him, he fled the city as quickly as he could and headed for North Carolina. You see, according to the man himself, Tim had been feeling a bit guilty that he had killed his wife. He felt that his current wife hadn't deserved it. However, he really hated his ex-wife much more and felt that she actually did deserve it. Even though they hadn't actually interacted lately, he decided that killing his ex-wife could help make up for killing his current wife somehow. So Tim decided...
I'm about to end the stream. I'm about to go. Like, seriously, I need to go to sleep. What the fuck is this? He think killing his ex-wife is gonna make up for killing his current wife. He feel like this is some type of weird justification. What is... Let me pinch my face, man. Hold up, man. God damn, man. This is real or am I dreaming? Is this deja vu? Is we really watching this right now, Bean Team?
To take another trip back up to New York, this time to the city of Schenectady. This was where his ex-wife, Tashawn Folks Taylor, lived. On May 28th, only a couple of weeks after the original murder, he checked himself into a hotel in the area at about 11 p.m. He then started to wander the streets, biding his time until he was ready to break into his ex-wife's house. This wouldn't be the first time he was violent with her, as Tim actually still had 3 pending charges related to how he had treated his ex-wife, such as criminal obstruction of breathing, criminal contempt, and harassment. He broke into Tashawn's house and stabbed her 22 times in the early morning hours. He even did so while his own 2 kids that he fathered with her were near her, along with one other kid that she had after the divorce. Even while being stabbed, she did what she could to shield her kids from the attack. Then Tim escaped through a window and fled the scene once again, throwing away pieces of his clothing little by little until he called a taxi and went back to the hotel. Thanks to the testimony from the kids inside the home at the time, it was once again very easy for the police to figure out who had carried out the crime. The police found him a few days later at a bar in Philadelphia and arrested him. He quickly confessed to both of the murders. He clearly told them of his feelings of guilt and why he had chosen to murder his ex-wife after his current wife. Tim was then in jail for the next 2 years. But finally, on July 1st, 2025, he came to plead guilty to second-degree murder in the case of his ex-wife's murder. He is actually still awaiting a trial for the murder of his most recent wife.
No, hell no, man. That's another one where we don't know a conclusion that's final. But life in prison. Let me do it again. Let me. Life in prison, man. Just seriously, be done with it. This man is crazy. It's like the justification for killing the ex-wife is just crazy. Why did you kill your first wife and now you think it's good or it make it better by killing your ex-wife? Man, I feel sorry for both of those wives. You know what I'm saying? Just being involved with your crazy ass. What the hell, Bean Team? We still turning up, y'all. We're an hour into the live stream and we still feel like we just going crazier and crazier, man. Oh my God, Canary says both these women were found by their children. Great point too, Canary. Great point that make it even worse. He's just out drinking after killing people. Don't give a F him, Flo. He out just enjoying his freaking life. Like these killers, it's so crazy how people can kill people and act like it don't affect them. It don't affect them at all. I don't know. Glad God didn't make me that way. Now these kids don't have moms. Yeah, man. Oh my God, I feel so bad for my wife. Stop it. That's it. Canary got it in quotation marks. Like, dude, come on, man. Stop with the bull-ish. His reasons aren't reasoning at all. His logic is just, this is just the most dumb logic I have ever heard, Lavi. Crazy logic. Let's go. Shout out to Kyle from Dial Trip with another freaking banger. What else crazy-ish we're about to hear? Watch this title. Watch how this title be so freaking crazy. Let's go.
And this one is, Mom throws baby out the window to save career. Here we have the story.
See what I'm talking about? Do you see what I'm talking about? Mom, what it said, mom throws baby out window to save career. Let's go.
Story of a lawyer for a luxury car maker, that being the Porsche company. Hailing from Germany, Katarina Jovanovic was already the top lawyer for the company at only 28 years old. She was wildly successful for someone her age and was on track to having a very lucrative career. It's believed that this is why she didn't want to risk slowing down at all. Katarina had been pregnant with a baby for 9 months without ever telling anyone she had worked with, and she managed to hide it very well. Still, people noticed that something was going on. One of her neighbors said, "Nobody noticed that the woman was pregnant. Recently she had changed and was no longer talking to us. We thought she was stressed at work." Eventually, she came to give birth at her home in her apartment on September 12, 2023. She didn't even go to a hospital because she had no real intention of keeping that baby in the first place. Caring nothing for the child, she simply got out of bed, walked over to the window, and chucked them out. The infant fell about 4 meters to the ground on the road below, shattering their skull on the ground. There were a number of passerbys on the sidewalk who fell witness to the whole thing shortly after, coming across the grisly scene by coincidence. They quickly called the police, who came to find that Katarina had been the one to have thrown the child. Katarina was arrested and found herself in court in 2024. She admitted to the crime when the trial started in April, but she refused to elaborate as to how it all went down or what she was thinking in the moment. She then made some even bolder claims, such as saying that she didn't even know that she was pregnant. The prosecution wasn't really having it. One prosecutor accused her of murder by saying that she had to have worked to be deliberately hiding the pregnancy from her coworkers and neighbors for that long. Another said that she was mainly worried that being a mother would have spoiled her career. One prosecutor was quoted as saying, "The accused was not prepared to put her life plans, especially her professional advancement, on hold for a child. That was her decision when the baby was born, and as a result, the criteria for a murder conviction are fulfilled." Katarina's own lawyers said that the incident was, at the most, a case of manslaughter. Despite Katarina having admitted to everything, they then began to say that Katarina had only been holding the baby over the balcony minutes after they were born and then dropped them accidentally. Her lawyer, Malte Hoek, said,
Accidentally. Now, see this. Now we got to talk about these defense lawyers in these freaking murder cases. These defense lawyers would say some of the most egregious, unbelievable, just what the are you talking about things. That is crazy, dude. This whole thing is crazy. I gotta agree with I think my girl Livy, man. My girl Livy said it, man. You could have just taken it to the police or a fire station and give it up. These people, like when you had the baby, and it's some bullshit. Let's go and throw this out there. It's some bullshit. Her talking about I didn't know that I was pregnant. Let's just stop that. Let's just stop that. And even if you didn't know, lady, even because of her actions and how she was moving, we all know that's false. But even if you didn't know, lady, when she had the baby, you didn't have to throw it over the balcony. Like my girl Livy say, take it to a police station, take it to a fire station, take it to the hospital, take it to an adoption agency. Like seriously, if you don't want to have the baby, but that don't mean you have to kill the baby. Inflow like, oh no. And my girl Stephanie, a member of the Bean Team All-Stars, I should add, says, hi, Stack. Just woke up from a nap to see you live. All right, Inflow, LOL. Shout out Inflow. Inflow and stuff are sisters. If y'all don't know, if you know, you know. God, that's terrifying. Welcome to the live, Stephanie. How lively. It's no excuse to throw a baby over a balcony. Accidentally, how? Exactly, Steph. How is that an accident? Yeah, what? Diana says she accidentally drove away to them. Like all these accidents. Are you serious, man? Let's go, y'all.
It is a drama that affects me personally. My client did not even know that she was pregnant. When she suddenly held the bloody baby in her hands, she was in an exceptional psychological situation. It was an accident. She dropped the baby. How the child ended up over the windowsill remains to be determined. In the end, the court did end up accepting the lesser charge of manslaughter. Still, while her lawyer had recommended 3 years in prison, she ended up receiving more than double that at 7.5. Still far less than she deserved, most people would say. Even despite being let off so easily, her lawyer had recently said that they intend to appeal the verdict. Even if they do, it's fairly likely that she isn't getting her job back.
I'm not even about to talk about the sentencing because I feel like she didn't get enough. Long story short, story long. She didn't get enough for the sentencing. But I do want to bring up what Canary said also because I agree with this 100%. She's rich enough to even hire a nanny for the baby too. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times with these rich people, we know, if you know, you know, these rich people, especially depending on their job, if they are actresses or, you know, if they involved in a lot of like the limelight, so to speak, nannies are the ones who really raise their kids because they always on the road. They traveling here to there and everywhere. Now, I'm not even just talking about the United States. They traveling all over the world. You know what I'm saying? You just hire a nanny. Do something other than throw them over the balcony. Man, my energy been on 100 since we started this goddamn live stream Bean Team. And it don't seem like it's going to stop because these crazy stories seem like they not going to stop. Let's go. Shout out to the Bean Team.
And here's a weird one. Man built a real death ray to kill Muslims. Now, this one is definitely one of the most inventive stories we've had on this channel, given that it involves an actual invention to kill people. This is the story of a 52-year-old man named Glendon Scott Crawford. Living in Galway, New York at the time, he was an industrial mechanic who worked at General Electric in Schenectady. He was also a veteran of the Navy and a happily married father of 3 children who had no criminal history whatsoever. However, behind the scenes, Glendon had some ideas and plans that the people around him had never heard about. He had wanted to kill all sorts of people who he disagreed with on political and social issues. One group that he hated more than any of the others was Muslims, though. So he decided that he would strive to come up with an invention that could kill as many of the Muslims residing in the US as possible. Surprisingly, he was able to do that. He decided upon using an industrial-grade X-ray machine, of all things. He planned on turning the X-ray machine into a death ray, one that you could simply point and aim at anyone in a nearby radius to give them all a lethal dose of radiation. He came up with the plan to mount the sci-fi weapon into the back of a van. Then it could be driven out to a location with a high population of targets, in this case Muslims, and be deployed to take them out in large numbers. This would be so lethal that anyone within a fair distance of the van was guaranteed to die within about 2 weeks. Given how lethal it would be, the van would be left in the area while the user controlled the weapon via a remote control from a distance away. Rather than deploy this weapon himself, Glendon decided that he would try to market it to a few different groups who he thought might have an interest in using it. First, he went out to a random synagogue and asked to speak to a person who, in his words, might be willing to help him with a type of technology that could be used by Israel to defeat its enemies, specifically by killing Israel's enemies while they slept. He told them that the Muslims were an enemy of the United States and called them medical waste. He was told by the administrative assistant at the synagogue that they were just a bunch of American-born Jews and didn't actually have any ties with Israel. Disappointed, Glendon simply left. The synagogue did notify the FBI, though, and they started tracking him pretty shortly after. When they first started looking into him, they doubted he was even serious or capable of building such a weapon in the first place. They were in for a shock. The authorities later came to write, his plot to murder people he did not know was designed to, in his oft-repeated words, take his country back from government leaders by forcing them to change government conduct he perceived as favoring Muslims. After Glendon tried going to...
Like, I'm so stuck on this one, and the main reason I'm stuck is because it just will always blow my mind, y'all, that people will try to kill or will kill or have killed people over their religious beliefs. Like, just because somebody don't believe in the same or have the same type of faith that you have, just because they have a different religion, you want to kill them? Because, like, from what I know, I don't know a lot about Muslims. I know they don't eat pork, but that's something I know about them. Not even being funny, being team. I don't know a lot about them. I know they call God Allah or whatever, but the one thing I know for sure is that they are not evil. Muslims don't preach evil-ish out here, just like Christianity don't preach people to be evil. You know what I'm saying, man? Like none of, just like Catholics don't preach for people to be evil. So why, like, how could you hate another religion enough to want to kill somebody because of what they believe in? We all humans. We all got our own beliefs, our own free spirits. That's one thing that makes us great. That's one thing that God gave us, to believe what the freak we want to believe. And if it ain't hurt nobody else, then why you want to hurt them for believing in it? If you follow me, you follow me. Let's go.
European defense leagues with the idea as well. When that also failed, he even tried selling one to the KKK. In fact, that particular leader of the Klan was an FBI plant sent to monitor them. That just gave the FBI that much more to work with. It wasn't long before the FBI was able to convince Glendon to meet with another undercover agent, where he explained his powerful radiation gun that would be powered by batteries. As the FBI continued to investigate him, they came to a shocking conclusion. This weapon would actually work. Theoretically, it was sound, and it wouldn't even be that hard to make by someone who was skilled in the field. They knew that they needed to stop him pretty quickly. The feds busted into the workshop where Glendon was working on the weapon with a co-conspirator, Eric Fate, one of his co-workers from General Electric. They were both arrested and taken into custody. Eric's sentencing took place first. In the end, he pled guilty to providing material support to terrorists. He said that he had built the remote control for the device. For this, he was sentenced to 8 years in prison. Glendon's trial would prove to be much more serious. He was hit with charges of conspiring to use a weapon of mass destruction and distributing information about weapons of mass destruction. His lawyer tried to argue that the case was entrapment, but the jury rejected that argument. Hoping to get a more lenient sentence, he gave a long, rambling speech about physics and his interpretation of certain legal statutes. He also said that his lawyer wasn't very good at his job. He then argued that he never intended to use the machine himself. He only intended to provide technical assistance to whoever did. He said, "I feared for my nation's and my children's nation's future." The judge cut him off and said, "This is bizarre. This conduct is bizarre. You are bizarre." And then the judge came to sentence Glendon to 30 years in jail.
30 years. I'm good with that one. I'm good with that. He need a good solid 30 years. And if you look how old he is, he probably gonna die in prison. Or by the time he get out, he gonna have to go into an old folks home or whatever. He not gonna be a danger to society, hopefully, unless he create this mastermind and start and infect somebody, some other little 15-year-old brain with his mentality, and they be the new him or whatever. Okay, I'm diving too deep, thinking too crazy, but I'm good with that one. I'm good with that one, being team. But I really like this comment from Canary. The Muslims are terrorists. Said the terrorists. Like, it's crazy how people would look at another race or another religion and try to claim that they are evil when, motherfucker, you the one who evil. You the one who thinking crazy. Like, seriously, shout out to Canary, man. I want to go back up because somebody jumped into a hill that we haven't seen in a while. And that is Vendetta Odin. Shout out to Vendetta Odin. Says, what on earth did I enter into, Kyle? Explain. Like, Kyle, like, dude, Vendetta, we been on one tonight. This has been crazy, Vendetta. And like I've been saying, and I'll say it again right now because you hear my friend. This is a long stream, not a short stream. So you still pretty early. We still got 3 other channels that we're gonna go to after this. Let me see. Live says, for real, he is bizarre. Canary also says, shit. I was only going to provide the evil death rate. I ain't gonna use it. I know, right? Like, dude, I was just creating it, but I had no intentions of using it. Stop it. And it's crazy that Dial Trip said that it was a real thing that they was creating. It actually could have been deadly. Vendetta says, you can take any religion and have an extreme person or group take that faith holy book and come up with the most twisted interpretation of the text in it to use for their own agenda. What you just said right there, Vendetta, I agree with 100%. It's so in depth. I love that comment, man, because people would just take it. They would take the religion or whatever somebody believe in and turn it around, pass it around, flip it upside down, and make it into something that is not that deep. It's not that serious, but they would create their own agenda with it. I agree with that. D Mike says the last pic of him looked like somebody took his last ramen noodles. You crazy, D Mike. Shout out to you. Vendetta said it could be any religion, and the extreme folks don't represent the majority. Great point also. And I don't want y'all to be feeling like I'm disrespecting religions or none of that. No, shout out to whatever y'all believe in, man. I respect whatever religion. I respect that ish. And I know that cases like this don't represent the majority. It's the minority. I digress. Let's go, y'all. Great video from Dial Trip. We're about halfway through. Let's keep going.
And, well, here we go. Serial butt sniffer arrested again. Lately, somehow, it seems that there has been no shortage of poop-related crimes and, things along those lines, and I would definitely say that this case is somewhere in that ballpark. It was the lovely month of August, 2023. A then 36-year-old man named Celeste Karen Crowder of Glendale, California was attending a local bookstore. Celeste wasn't the type of guy that you would want hanging around, and that's for a number of reasons. For one, he was a repeat offender that had been in and out of jail since 2005 when he was only 18 years old. He had served time for both burglary and robbery charges as well as peeping and prowling. In fact, at the time of this story, he had just gotten out of a 60-day jail sting for peeping into a family's home and staring at the children. Before he did that, he had also only been recently released for an indecent exposure incident. But the one reason you may not want him around above all else was his hobby. Michaela Winter was attending the same bookstore as Celeste that day. This was when Celeste came up behind her, crouched down, and shoved his face into her butt crack. You see, Celeste was a serial...
What the fuck? What? Is this for, like... I got a lot of questions right now. But my main question, is this for a TikTok? Is this fake? Is this lady right now, is she in on this ish? Is she in on it? Or is he really just going up to a random stranger and putting his head in her ass? I know that sounds crazy as hell, BT, what I just said. But is that what really is going on? He going up to a random stranger in a grocery store and putting his head in her ass. Let's find out.
Butt sniffer. Coming up behind people in public and sniffing their butts was a thing of his. And this time he was caught. McKella came to post about it on TikTok only to find out that a lot of other women in the area had also been through the same thing with a man fitting his description. Later on, another TikTok user would come to face Celeste herself. This user, at Art of Ether Reality on TikTok, was talking about books and filming a video. At the time, she didn't notice anything happening. It wasn't until she reviewed the video later that she saw what had been going on behind the scenes. Celeste was crouching down behind her, noodling his nose into her nether nectar. This time, thanks to the video, she was able to report him to the police and they soon arrested him once again. Michaela Winter, the woman who originally posted about him on TikTok, came to say, "I'm relieved that he was arrested again, but I unfortunately don't have high expectations with him being kept there for long." Unfortunately and predictably, she was right. Celeste had actually been arrested on the crime of failing to register as a sex offender, something he was supposed to do previously. However, somehow the LA District Attorney wasn't able to gather up enough evidence to prosecute him for that crime. You would think that simply seeing that he wasn't registered would be enough evidence, but apparently not. Celeste was once again free. This brings us up to July of 2025. Celeste never did give up his affection for ass aroma during the 2-year gap. In fact, it came to be known that he had been busted for the crime of butt sniffing several times. The police said that he had been on active parole due to a whole series of lewd offenses. Nothing had changed, and Celeste proved that by going back into another store and trying very much of the same. He walked into a Burbank Empire Center department store and did his usual thing. He walked up behind a woman, squatted down, and buried his nostrils deep in the woman's crap canyon. This woman caught him and once again reported him to the police. He fled the area.
A freaking repeat ass sniffer offender. Repeat ass offender.
But the cops soon found him at a Walmart in the same shopping center. He hadn't gone very far. Celeste Crowder was hit with a charge of intent to commit a crime and is being held on a $100,000 bail.
That man, dude, Kyle be coming with some of the most craziest ish, y'all. And it's like, dude, are you making these stories up? Or are they real? No, they are real. This is what's going on in the world we live in, Bean Team. A repeat ass sniffer offender.
And let's just keep the weird ones going. Woman arrested for argument over sharing her Applebee's. This story started when a 28-year-old woman named Shanisha Cobbs came up with a sneaky little scheme at her local Applebee's. They had a special on the menu at the time. For $15.99, you could get an all-you-could-eat meal. That would entail all sorts of different items: boneless wings, riblets, double crunch shrimp, and fries. On October 2nd, 2025, she decided to head over to her local branch and try out her plans. Her plan was simple. She would head out there with 2 other adults and several kids that they'd brought with them. She would order a $15.99 all-you-can-eat meal and keep ordering food for herself while actually passing it around to all the people at the table. She felt that she had discovered a real-life infinite food cheat. It all went well until it was time to pay the bill.
Lady, this is a terrible freaking plan. This is terrible. You did not think this through at all. You think just because you the only one who gonna order the food that dang somebody gonna have to pay for this ish.
This was when Shanisha realized that not only her, but everyone at the table had been charged for an all-you-can-eat meal, given that they were all eating it. When the restaurant confirmed that, yes, they would all have to pay for their own food, she became irate. Eventually, the manager of the Applebee's store had to call the police. Even the police dispatcher noted that they could hear multiple women screaming and threatening people. They warned the cops of what they should expect when they arrived. When the cops showed up, Shanisha decided to try and turn things around. She said that the restaurant was behaving, in her words, very unprofessionally, and that she wasn't going to pay any more than $15.99 for that food that night. She argued that nowhere did it say that the meal couldn't cover a whole table. That fell apart quickly when the cops actually looked at the menu and saw per person right there in plain text, not even in fine print. As the police tried to calm her down, Shanisha decided that her next move to make would be freaking out on a random couple eating at the restaurant. When she did just that, her shrieking got even louder than before. Even her own friend was trying to shut her up to no avail. When the cops warned her multiple times and she wouldn't listen, they gave up and arrested her. She was hit with the charge of disorderly conduct and taken off to jail. She's likely going to end up paying a lot more than $15, either with her money or with her time. That misdemeanor charge can result in up to 180 days in prison or a whole $1,000 fine. Not only that, the rest of her group was left to pay the bill after she was carted off. Originally, most news outlets reported this with headlines along the lines of "Woman arrested for sharing Applebee's," which makes the restaurant itself look insane and paints Shanisha as the victim of a bizarre, unwarranted arrest. It's only when you actually read the articles that you find she was arrested for the resulting freakout of not having to pay. So, never trust headlines.
But I feel like she should have been arrested for that ish. Like, lady, like you thought you were smarter. Like you tried to outwit Applebee's. You tried to finesse the system. Let's just say that she tried to finesse the system, but the finessing that you was doing was not correct. It was not correctly done. Like, come on, lady. Somebody gotta pay for this ish, man. Like, read the fine print. And Applebee's didn't have the fine print back then. I'm pretty sure they got the fine print back now. It have to be individual people for this all you can eat thing. One person can't come in and spend $15.99 plus tax, and then you bring your whole family to eat off your tab. Like, that is crazy for her to even think that, man. It was one comment, y'all, that I seen that I wanted to bring up real quick. Where is it? Where is it at? Hold on. It was from Steph. I don't even know where it's at. I don't know where it's at now. But Steph was like, that Inflo and her daddy, they love Applebee's. I will say this, Bean Team. I used to love Applebee's at one point in time. Then there was another comment. I can't find it now. I'm not gonna even look for it. But it was another comment where somebody said, Applebee's still around and stuff. I will say that where I live, Applebee's still does exist. I think it's like 3 of them in my city. I know for a fact it's 2. No, I know for a fact it's 3. I know for a fact it's 3, maybe more in my city. But yeah, Applebee's still exists. Shout out to Applebee's, and shout out to that girl for trying to be smart, even though she wasn't smart at all. Let's keep going, big team. Almost done with Dial Trip. Then we going to the Lazy Man Masquerade.
And Chuck E. Cheese arrested for credit card fraud. Chuck E. Cheese has somehow come to be featured many times on this channel. I even made a whole compilation video of those cases that performed like crap. Most of those cases usually stem from the fact that Chuck E. Cheese serves beer and parents would often get drunk and fight, but this case is something very different from those. This story started when a woman noticed that her credit card was missing. When she went online to check the balance, she noticed a number of fraudulent charges on her account. There were things like purchases at Whataburger, a grocery store, and a smoke shop that she had never been to. So she contacted the Tallahassee Police Department and made a complaint. When she was able to review some security camera footage of who had been using her card, she told the police exactly who it was. She even knew where her card was likely stolen from: Chuck E. Cheese. Meanwhile, at that Chuck E. Cheese location, the radio had made an announcement that the mouse himself, Charles Entertainment Cheese, was about to come out and greet all the kids. One mother went up to him with her 6-year-old to take a picture. That's when the police spotted the cheese beer rat standing near the doorway and grabbed his arm. They told the mother, "Chucky's busy right now." They then turned to Charlie and told him, "Don't resist, don't make a scene." Children began to scream in panic as Chuck was hauled out of the establishment by the cops. The police threw the mouse into handcuffs and walked him out into the parking lot. Then they tore his entire head off, revealing a regular human man, 41-year-old Jarmel Jones, inside. "That's not Chucky," began to scream the frightened little children. Right then and there in front of the kids, he was thrown into a police car, busted for his misdeeds. It was reported that the kids soon forgot about the ordeal and went back to playing games and eating pizza. Their loyalty to Chuck was shallow beyond all expectation. Now, Jarmel Jones is facing charges of credit card theft, criminal use of personal identification info, and fraudulent use of a credit card. He was booked into jail, but he was released shortly after on a $1,000 bond. Some people who were there that day criticized the cops for arresting him in front of children, but the truth is that it was his place of work and the most likely place to catch him. Still, on Facebook, one man posted, Okay, Tallahassee Police Department, y'all couldn't let this man change out of his Chuck E. Cheese costume before arresting him in front of the kids? Jarmel still denies that he ever even stole the credit card, even though the police found it in his pockets. One of the moms there that day, Courtney Gegenheimer, spoke to the media. She said, "How do you explain this to a 4 and a 6-year-old? I said, maybe they got the wrong Chucky."
And you know what's so crazy about that one being teen? Just that brought back memories of me when I was a child. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I was one of those children that was scared as elf of Chuck E. Cheese. And I'm talking about not going to Chuck E. Cheese and playing the games. I love to go to Chuck E. Cheese, play the games and all that. But when I was a child, when Chuck E. Cheese would come out, whoever was in the costume at the time, they was in that costume dressed up as Chuck E. Cheese, I would start crying like a baby. And I'm talking about I was like 5 years old. I wasn't even a baby anymore. But I was scared as hell for Chuck E. Cheese, man. But it's crazy. And I don't know. How do y'all feel about him being arrested while he was in the costume? Y'all think that was good for the kids to see that? I don't know. I understand the police like, dude, that's the perfect opportunity for us to catch him. So we caught him when we could. I understand that also. I don't know, being team. I just realized also, I'll bring this up. Look, y'all, I didn't even have my freaking background up this whole time, but y'all still here vibing with me. Turn it off, turn it on. We're gonna do that right there. We're gonna turn it on. But little girl said, same as me, I was scared too. Like, seriously, little girl. I can remember one time I went to Chuck E. Cheese with one of my sisters. She took me. I got 5 sisters, they all older than me. And my sister, one of my sisters, she took me to Chuck E. Cheese. I was young, and I went with another one of my friends, and everything was all good. But when Chuck E. Cheese, Chucky came out in that freaking rat costume, I started crying like a mother. You know what? I digress, BT. Let's stop talking about those bad, crazy little child memories, and let's go to the next one.
And now we have Chicken Crosses the Road, Woman Gets Maced. Here we have a story that follows the common joke, why did the chicken cross the road? Although this time we end up with a bit of a different question, that being what happened to the chicken when it crossed the road and why does it involve bear mace? It all started when a 38-year-old woman named Cynthia Sosa saw a chicken crossing the road. She decided to stop the car and wait for the chicken to slowly pass. This led to the cars behind her getting angry, not even knowing why she had stopped. Given that the chicken was in front of Cynthia's car, they couldn't see it. So an angry woman behind her decided to pull around and pass her on the road. Just then, the chicken came out from out in front of Cynthia's car and got run over. Cynthia flew into a rage, angry that the woman had just crushed the chicken into nuggets. She took off after her, following her for quite a while. When the other woman stopped her car, Cynthia got out of her own vehicle and approached her window. She grabbed the handle and attempted to open the door and pull the woman out. The woman inside grabbed the door from her end as well, resulting in a tug-of-war with rage on one side and fear on the other. Cynthia, later saying that she needed to teach the woman a lesson, pulled out a can of bear mace and sprayed it through the gap where the door was opened, giving the woman a good blast all over her face. Satisfied, Cynthia hopped back into her own car and drove off into the sunset. The chicken had been avenged. It wasn't too long before the cops were able to find her, though. She was arrested and taken into police custody. She was charged with 2 counts of aggravated battery and 1 count of burglary with assault or battery. The victim in the case didn't even seem to be aware that she had hit the chicken, saying that she was on her way to pick up her kid from daycare when she saw a crazy woman blocking the road and went around her. This woman then followed her, ripped her door open, and doused her with bear mace. As of the writing of this video, it appears that Cynthia is still waiting in jail to see what happens next.
That's another bizarre one that has to deal with like fast food restaurants. Why do people do so much crazy ish at fast food restaurants over fast food chicken nuggets, Popeye's chicken sandwiches? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Like, I feel like a lot of crimes, a lot of crazy ish that happen amongst humans, it be the heat of the moment. And if people just sit back and think about it, they'll be just like, oh, God dang has showed up. Just be like, bruh, like, seriously, Chicken nuggets. Seriously. Canary says on some Kratos shit. Like, seriously. This so funny and made me laugh, little girl. Like, it's ridiculous. It gets to the point where you have to laugh at the ridiculousness of it. If you know, you know. Let's go.
And hey, here's some Kentucky. Kentucky woman brings meth to Disneyland. Now, I'm sorry to say that I don't have a Florida man case for you this time. I know that's probably really disappointing, but we do have a Kentucky woman case, and maybe that'll scratch that itch. On May 20th, 2025, a woman named Brandy Asher headed off to Disneyland with her husband. There they arrived at the Walt Disney World Resort's Transportation and Ticket Center, which is this place where you can park your car and ride a little train into the park. Before you can do that, there's a bit of security screening, usually to make sure you aren't carrying a weapon into the park. If you're cleared, you can head off to the train. Brandy would not be getting that luxury. When she had her bag checked, the man doing the screening noticed an odd metal tin in her bag. When he gave the container a little shake, it didn't make a noise. With that being odd, he opened it up and looked inside. There he found a white powder. This was methamphetamine. In addition to the powder, there was a long white cylinder shaped like a pen. This is a straw-like object that enables the entry of meth into the nose, sometimes called a Meth Muncher 3000. Brandy, seeing that her treasure box was opened, quickly grew very nervous and asked the security member to just throw it away so she could move on. When she started shaking and sweating, it came clear to those nearby that what was in the tin was very likely drugs, or at least something illegal. When she was told that she couldn't throw them away, she tried to take them and put them into her pockets to make a break for it. Soon after, an Orange County Sheriff's deputy arrived to check things out. He gave them a solid, "Yep, that's meth," and told them that the long white cylinder was a snorting apparatus. Then Brandy began to tell her story. Brandy told the police that, the day before, a random stranger had approached her at the resort and offered her some free meth, as drug dealers tend to do. She gladly accepted the gift without telling her husband. She said that she then planned on simply leaving the drugs at the resort, but then she took them to the park completely on accident. Inside Brandy's...
No, I call bullshit. I call bullshit, Bean Team. I think that lady was trying to get on the highest of highs, meaning that she was trying to get on the ride. And for y'all that have been on rides, I'm one of those ones that I like to go. When I go to amusement parks, I like to get on the craziest rides. I know that's crazy. It may sound, because we watch a lot of videos of just tragedy tales. Shout out to our boy Ryan. And speaking of tragedy tales dropped a new video that I will try. I'm gonna try, Being Team, to release that later on this week, a reaction to his newest video. But I'm one of those ones, man, that like to get on rides, and it's so it's so exhilarating. It's such a rush. I'll just say it like that. It just gets your heart pumping and stuff. I like to get on crazy rides, and I feel like she was trying to get on a crazy ride, and at the same time she was trying to get high. Like, she was gonna get on the ride, and at the peak of the ride, she was going to sniff her cocaine and just be on the top of I'm on the top of the world. Like, I feel like that's what she was trying to do, and she ended up getting caught. Let's go.
Pockets, the police found more crystals matching the original substance. She was arrested and taken in. She has since pled not guilty to a third-degree felony charge of possession of methamphetamine. Walt Disney World Resort has since clarified that it is indeed against the rules to smoke meth at Disneyland.
Man, it's against the law to smoke meth, period. But I'm serious, y'all. I think she was trying to be on one of her highest of highs while she was enjoying her ride.
Alright, and this one is Florida man on meth hijacks tiny train. So when I told you before that we don't have a Florida man story, I was bold-faced lying to you. I didn't want to spoil that we actually have a pretty good one. One day, a Key West drug enthusiast named Jonathan Patrick Winslow realized that it was his 57th birthday. He decided to celebrate the day in a way that not many other people would think of. High out of his mind, he made his way up to the Conch Tour train depot in Key West. Leaving his Kia in the parking lot, car running with the radio playing, he made his way up to where the workers handled their little trackless trains that they would usually use for tourists. John told some employees that he used to work for the company years back and that he was there for a little tour of their trains. Not really seeing anything wrong with letting him take a look, they said that that would be fine. It was then that John hopped into the train and drove off, leaving the employees very confused. Given that he said he used to work there, they wondered if John had gotten permission from the boss to take it for a spin. He didn't have that permission. Eventually, it came to be pretty clear that John had stolen the train. Little did he know it had a tracking device on board, so they were able to show the police exactly where it was. Surprisingly, it had gotten pretty far away in a very short amount of time. Jonathan had really been gunning it, so the police headed downtown to bring it back. In the time it took for the cops to arrive, John had actually picked up a few strangers and convinced them to join him on his train ride. When the cops cut him off, they noticed that he exhibited rapid speech and appeared excited, even after the police told him that he was under arrest and was going to be charged. John said that he had only borrowed the train and gave them the "but it's my birthday" defense. It didn't work. He was taken off to jail. During a search, an empty pipe was found in his pockets. He tried to tell the police that it was for weed, but it was for meth. Now he's being hit with charges of burglary, grand theft auto, and possession of drug paraphernalia. He's being held at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office Key West Jail on a $60,000 bond.
That's crazy. 2 back-to-back drug abuse cases or stories that we heard from Kyle. But the thing that I want to talk about is the fact he started picking up random people. Like, this really is like he really is the not owner, but he really worked for this company in this tour train tour, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? He picking up people, they joining. Oh yeah, let's go. You know, like, it's so crazy that he was doing this ish, man. What Kinnear said, bro, the birthday defense stop. Like, what does your birthday have to do with you committing a crime? I don't care if it's your birthday or not, bro. You in the wrong. God Dag says in the end, his birthday gift is a stint to prison. Like, seriously, you do the crime, you got to do the time. I don't care if it's your birthday or not. He had the eyes of a trained thief. He said, chugga, chugga, choo, choo, hop on. Hey, he was telling them people to hop on, and they was hopping on. They didn't know. I don't blame them people. They think it's all fun and games. Hell, at that time, he thought it was all fun and games. Freaking crazy, big team. Let's wrap up Dial Trip, man. We got other places to go, other channels to go.
Once again, thank you for watching my video. If you found the content interesting, please give it a like. It really helps me out in the algorithm, and feel free to subscribe if you want to see more content like this. These days, I have a new merch store.
Let's wrap it up, big team. Shout out to Dial Trip. That was all the stores, man. Let me make sure I hit that like button on that. Make sure I hit that like button on that and bring up D Mike. D Mike says the only thing I ever did was bud and beer. I ain't getting no higher than that. D Mike, me and you in the same situation. Well, liquor too. I think you just mean alcohol. Alcohol and freaking THC is the only thing you gonna ever catch the bean doing. I'm not doing all that heroin and fentanyl and cocaine and ice and Molly and whatever other crazy drug that people be doing. I'm not doing all that ish. And I wish other people would stop doing it. Rock says, how many videos are we watching tonight? Rock, I don't know if you have heard me say it, but I feel like I have said it like 10 times now. This is a long stream, not a short stream. Not a short stream, man. That's all just our second video. Rock, we still got 3 more videos to go. If you can't be here for the whole time, I appreciate you being here as long as you can, man. Come back, watch it later. You know, you always can rewind and go back to it. But we are here for a long stream, not a short stream. My girl Love Girl says that one is a good one. Yeah, it was crazy. What, Rock? My bad. My bad about what, man? I don't even know what you're talking about, but shout out to Rock. Vendetta. Vendetta says, oh, there was a story in Lazy Vid there that was creepy and interesting. I don't know what that story is, but we are about to get to the lazy. We about to get to the lazy. A long stream, but a short stream? No, a long stream, not a short stream. Shout out to Little Girl, man. Little Girl always showing up for it. live streams. D Mike says, Stack, who you think going to win the fight tonight? Crawford or Canelo? I'll just be 100 with you all, D Mike. Long story short, story long. I don't really watch boxing. I don't know any, like, I don't know the entry. I don't know these people, but I will just, if I had to throw a guess out there, I would say Crawford, because he is the one of the two that I have actually seen other places. I actually know who that is. So I will say that. And it's crazy. I wanted to watch that boxing match tonight, but I said I had to do the live stream with the Bean team. Y'all here. We gotta watch. We got a lot of channels to go to. You know what I'm saying? I felt like we was behind, so I can't skip this live stream, because I will say this also to Bean team. More than likely next Saturday I will not be live streaming. So I had to get it in while I could fit it in. But D Mike, I think Crawford may win. I digress. Oh, my girl Livy says, good one as always. And we're going to keep going, y'all. Like I said, I hit that like button on Dial Trip. Great Dial Trip video. And now we are going to the Lazy Man Masquerade. But before we do that, I will be right back. And get whatever you may need. We are back, Bean Team. We are back. Short intermission. I feel like I need to create some type of video, a little thingamajiggy. You know, when we go to our intermissions and we go get whatever we may need, I need some type of music playing in the background or something. I don't know. I will figure that out, man. But shout out to all y'all. We are back. Like I said, I hope y'all got whatever you may need. And now we are going to the Lazy Man. We are going to the Lazy Masquerade. And the title of the video is Disturbing Things I Found on the Internet, Volume 16. Volume freaking 16, y'all. I love the Lazy. Always will watch the Lazy. The Lazy is such an inspiration to me. And when I say inspiration, because y'all know that now I'm starting to do my own type of videos and thingamajiggies. And my second one is coming out, y'all. I don't want to even speak on it a lot because I'm working on it, but I haven't got close enough to even start to advertise it. But shout out to the Lazy Man and shout out to Volume 16. Let's get into it. I hope y'all got whatever you may need. Hold up. Hold up, Bean Team. We got a malfunction, y'all. Hold on. Hold up. Malfunction. Malfunction, Bean Team, malfunction. Technical difficulties, like Inflo said. But can y'all hear me now? Can somebody please tell me y'all can hear me now so we can get into the Lazy Man Masquerade? Somebody please tell me. I don't even know if the stream is back up. Are we good, y'all? Are we good, Bean Team? Okay, all right. Shout out to Steph. Steph said yes. All right, y'all, let's go, man. We are to the Lazy Masquerade. Like I said, and the title is Disturbing Things I Found on the Internet, Volume 16. The Lazy.
On the morning of March 22nd, 2024, residents of Wasco, California, woke up to a scene straight out of a nightmare. At just after 8 a.m., an Amtrak train roared through the station at G Street and 7th, striking 48-year-old Horacio Ayala Peñalosa after he wandered too close to the tracks. Witnesses described how one moment he was there, walking his bike and chatting with someone on a nearby bench, and the next, he was gone, the violent impact leaving his body catastrophically torn apart. It was an image seared into their memories. But as horrifying as the incident was, what happened next would leave both eyewitnesses and investigators even more scarred. As emergency crews arrived to secure the scene, onlookers noticed another man, 27-year-old Rosendo Tejas, walking among the wreckage. And what he did defies belief. Tejas spotted one of the victim's severed legs on the track, picked it up, and in a grotesque act of disrespect, began parading it through the streets in broad daylight. Construction workers nearby recalled him sniffing it, swinging it in the air like a trophy, and even slamming it against a wall. And this wasn't just a fleeting moment of madness, though. Eyewitnesses say Tejas, who already had a warrant out for his arrest, continued brandishing the leg in front of bystanders, waving it around and chewing on it, all while laughing and daring people to intervene. Disturbing video footage shows him eating the leg on the street, biting off pieces, and screeching at passers-by. All of this happened just steps...
What the fuck wrong with this dude? See what I'm saying, man? This is when I just thank God. And I feel like y'all should too out there, Bean Team. Let's just thank God, the creator, whoever created us, however we got here. Let's just thank him that we are not this dude. This dude is sitting up here on the street laughing and enjoying, nibbling on a human leg. He getting enjoyment out of that?
Away from police and railroad investigators who were still processing the train strike. Kern County Sheriff's deputies, along with the railroad police, soon heard about what was happening and closed in. When asked whose foot he was carrying, Tejas replied, "My own." The suspect was taken into custody near 7th and F, and the partially gnawed leg and foot were recovered. As would come to light, Tejas was a homeless man who, just hours before the incident, was seen acting normally at a liquor store. After interviewing witnesses and reviewing CCTV footage, it was determined that Tejas hadn't played a role in the victim's death, which was ultimately ruled accidental. Unbelievably, there just so happened to be an opportunistic cannibal nearby when the collision occurred. Tejas was arrested on multiple other charges though, including the removal of human remains from outside a cemetery, destruction of evidence, and resisting or obstructing an officer. In handcuffs, he claimed that he was simply taking the leg to the hospital. Once booked into jail, additional charges were added for attempting to smuggle in controlled substances. It's believed they played a role in his decision-making that morning. While much of the media coverage focused on the bizarre aftermath of the crash, it's important to remember that at the center of this story was a man who lost his life.
Yes.
Horatio Ayala Peñalosa had lived in Kern County for many years, and his sudden death shocked those who knew him. Friends and neighbors described him as a quiet, hard-working man who largely kept to himself, but was well-liked in his community. In May 2024, just weeks after the incident, Tejas entered a no-contest plea. He was sentenced to 1 year in county jail, with credit for time already served and good behavior. He's already back on the streets as we speak.
Like, that right there, just such a the Wasco leg incident. If y'all can see it right there, I know it's small, but it's just so crazy that, dude, you was eating the leg of a human. Like, what are you doing? That's my whole thing. What the freak are you doing? Steph laughing at me. Stack's face. Inflow says taking the leg to the hospital while he's eating it. Like, what you are doing is making no sense, bro. It's making no sense at all, dude. Let's go, man. Hold on. Let's see. Canary. Canary says his death was so grotesque in itself, but I can't imagine how his family feels about him, about how his already destroyed body was desecrated by this man. Exactly. Ed freaking, you said it perfectly, Canary. Like, this dude taking it to another level. It's already a terrible thing that's going on, and you taking it to another level. Red Pill. Shout out to Red Pill too, y'all. Shout out to Red Pill. I supposed to been said shout out to Red Pill, another member of the Bean Team All Stars who was here. And Red Pill said this is why shutting down asylums was a bad idea. He most definitely need to be in some type of crazy house. God Dag says that guy needs help. Yes, he needs help in a crazy house. Seriously, man. Stephanie said walking around eating it like a turkey leg. He made it look so regular, like it's just a regular thing to do. Like it's so normal, and it really is not. Let's go. We starting off crazy with the lazy man. We started out crazy with Chillin' Scared. Started out crazy with Kyle from Dial Trip. And now we starting out crazy with Lazy Masquerade. This is a long stream, not a short stream. Let's go.
Next, I want to talk about one of the most disturbing industries again, data brokers. This is the website of one of the biggest in the US.
Lazy man with his commercial. Let's get past the commercial, y'all. He finds some disturbing things on the internet. I can't say that. Take it back right here. Let's
14
go.
days for free. That's enough time for Aura to start scrubbing your personal info off these data broker sites automatically. Raphael Graven, better known online as Jean Parmenov, or JP, wasn't always one of France's most talked about streamers. In his early years, he had served in the military, an institution where he struggled to fit in, and where he reportedly endured relentless bullying. But what Raphael lacked in social skills, he made up for with a big heart. Following his time in the army, he turned his attention to online platforms, playing games and chatting candidly with fans, and he was incredibly successful with it. By the early 2020s, Jean Parmenov had become a fixture of Twitch, where he amassed an impressive following of 670,000 viewers.
Damn.
Eventually, he migrated to Kick, a platform known for its looser moderation rules. There, his combination of humor and unpredictable challenge segments helped him build a huge audience. By 2023, he was the most watched French creator on the site, and regularly ranked among the site's global leaders. At first, the content seemed like typical internet showmanship. Light-hearted dares, over-the-top stunts, and long-running streams that played into the chaotic nature of Kick. But when JP began collaborating with two figures in particular, known as Owen Naruto Senazandotti and Safin Hamadi, the tone shifted. What began as edgy humor started to look more like harassment. On stream, Jean would be taunted, slapped, doused with liquids, shot with paintball guns at close range, subjected to shocks, and even throttled, with Naruto and Safin trying to set suffocation records. At one point, Naruto even had to stop Safin from choking JP, exclaiming, "Wait, he's gonna die." I'm not gonna show any of that footage here on YouTube, but trust me, it is very hard to sit through.
Hey, I just gotta point out the fact that Suffocation Records is crazy. Just that whole line of words. Suffocation Records. They trying to set Suffocation Records. I didn't think we was going into this one with this man being a victim, but come to find out he probably is. Let's go.
Both Naruto and Safin were well aware that Jean suffered from heart problems, and yet they continued to subject him to more and more extreme treatment. The attacks weren't just physical, they were also psychological, with Jean's intelligence, speech difficulties, and desire to marry and start a family being the subject of endless ridicule. They once made and sold merch featuring the face of Jean's sick father without telling him, and invited teenage subscribers into the studio to laugh at his discomfort. They even laughed when Jean found out live on stream that his dog had died. His torment and exhaustion became part of the spectacle, and the crueler it got, the bigger the audience grew. Viewers tuned in daily, not just to watch Jean play games, but to watch him be broken down on camera, explode in a sudden burst of frustration, and then be put back in his place. Thousands laughed, cheered, and donated as the humiliation escalated over the course of months. What was framed as entertainment began to feel like a slow-motion train wreck, and through it all, Jean carried on streaming. According to reports, Naruto and Safin took over the channel, and the majority of the profits, leaving Jean financially dependent on them, while reminding him that without them, he'd wind up being homeless or worse. Whenever he tried to leave or refused to participate, they'd lock him out, steal his car, and harass his family. Though many assumed Jean was simply acting up for the camera, playing the part of the punching bag for views, others were concerned how real the torment appeared. In their minds, Jean was being manipulated. By his own admission, JP struggled to fit in. He was extremely lonely. He wanted friends, family, connection. In the minds of many, Naruto and Safin took advantage of that. So, when the journal Mediapart wrote an article about the situation and got the police involved, Jean protected them, telling detectives that all the violence was staged to create buzz. Yet despite his words, evidence suggests that he was more of a hostage than a willing participant. As things escalated, Jean, or Raphael, sent his mother a text, in which he wrote, "Hi Mum, how are you? Stuck for a bit in Naruto's death game. It's going too far. I feel like I'm kidnapped with their shitty concept. I'm fed up. I want to get out of here. The other guy won't let me. He's keeping me locked in." By August 2025, the cycle had reached its peak. Jean & Co. launched an ultramarathon broadcast that stretched on for nearly 12 days. Viewers watched as he was beaten, forced to ingest toxic products, and constantly deprived of sleep. As days passed, he slurred words, struggled to keep moving, and was literally withering in front of everyone's eyes.
And see, I feel like earlier, you could make, or they could, I'm not going to say you or me, but they could, the guys who was abusing him and torturing him, they could make the case that, oh, we're not really doing it. But now at this stage, at this point, it's clear as day that y'all torturing this man. Y'all are terrorizing this man. It's just clear as day now. At this point, this is the evidence that the police need to lock their mother, you know what, ass up.
Yet, the cameras kept rolling. His diminishing health was obvious to everyone, including those inside the room with him, with Naruto at one point stating, "Say on camera right now that if you die tomorrow in the middle of a live stream, It's because of your state of health and not because of us. Jean initially refused, but Naruto kept pushing. We're in the middle of a live show. You get angry, start screaming, and go into cardiac arrest. People are going to take it out on us when it's due to your 46 years of miserable life. This was clearly an attempt to absolve themselves of any responsibility when, not if, the worst happened. On August 18th, with the on-screen counters showing almost 300 hours of continuous broadcast and over 36,000 euros worth of donations, Jean began exhibiting breathing difficulties, and at one point asked to be taken to the hospital. His request was ignored. Later, he collapsed live on camera, and instead of help, his so-called friends kept streaming before going to bed in the same room. Those tuned in sent donations, urging the others to check on JP. 50 minutes later, Naruto responded by throwing a water bottle at Jean's head while asking, "Is he dead?" When he didn't react, they checked his vital signs. The atmosphere became tense, and the stream cut to black.
Oh my God, man. What are we watching, man? What the fuck? Oh my Jesus Christ, Bean Team. This man is literally dead. And they still streaming. And they talking about, is he alive? Is he dead? They don't care. Like, what the did we just see?
Hours later, Naruto made an announcement on Instagram. "Unfortunately, JP has left us. I love you, my brother, and we will miss you terribly." He also urged viewers not to share clips of Jean's final moments out of respect, which many interpreted as damage control. Following an autopsy, it was determined that there were no fatal injuries, no blow that killed Jean, and that his COD was likely medical and/or toxicological in nature. Yet despite having defenders, many believe that Naruto and Safine should still face criminal charges, arguing that their treatment of Jean likely exacerbated his medical conditions. Indeed, he had repeatedly stated that he was feeling increasingly stressed doing the live streams, and near the end was constantly looking for ways out, yet the others kept finding ways to reel him back in. Others attributed the same blame to the thousands of people who tuned in day after day to laugh at Jean and financially contributed to his mistreatment. Indeed, if you scroll through any of the Jean Parmenoff uploads on YouTube, you'll find plenty of people making jokes at his expense and encouraging Naruto and Safine. Others still argue that Kick France, who were well aware of the Jean Parmenoff streams, were grossly negligent and should have shut them down rather than advertise them, which they did on social media time and time again, plastering Jean's bruised and muddied face on merch, comparing him to Deadpool, putting profits before people, and acting like a company straight from a Black Mirror episode. Kick has since banned Naruto and Safine.
Yes, man. Like, they care about the money more than that man death. Like, they care about making money off that man death. Disgusting behavior. That's what that's called. Disgusting freaking behavior.
Accounts. But though they initially took down the Jean Parmenoff channel as well, it has since been reinstated. Unbelievably, Kick themselves deleted all of the clips showing Jean's obvious torture, only leaving behind the ones which fit with their narrative of consent, all to protect their own image. Aiden Ross, one of Kick's biggest streamers, and Drake, who has business ties to Stake, the crypto gambling company behind Kick, announced that they would cover Raphael Graven's funeral expenses, which to me reeks of PR damage control. France's digital ministry blasted the platform's moderation, and the site is now facing a potential $49.5 million fine. French regulators, Arcom, have also been dragged into this. Their role is to regulate online content, but despite Mediapart warning them almost a year earlier about the streams, they sat on their hands. Now politicians are weighing in, pushing for new internet regulations like those recently implemented in the UK, essentially using Raphael's death as a pretext for greater surveillance. Following Raphael's passing, prosecutors opened an investigation, not into murder, but into what's known as abuse of weakness, a charge that can only apply when someone is manipulated or exploited, especially while in a vulnerable state. That investigation is still ongoing, though as of today, neither Naruto, Safine, or anyone else has faced criminal charges. Their lawyers continue to insist that Raphael passed naturally from health complications, and that he consented to everything that happened on stream. That's despite the fact that in France, you can't legally consent to being tortured, beaten, or seriously harmed. They're now playing the sympathy card, claiming to be the targets of cyberbullying.
What?
During Jean's funeral, which Naruto and Safine attended, JP's mother raised eyebrows when she spoke in their defense. Despite receiving Jean's final text message and watching her son's final stream, she said, "Naruto and Safine took good care of my son, just as I did. They have values. JP was able to do things with them that he wasn't able to do back home. They never mistreated him, except once in the gym. What happens in the live stream is in the live stream. What happens off the live stream is off the live stream. When they go home, they don't take their work home with them." In stark contrast, JP's sister described their behavior as unacceptable. To some, the Jean Parmenov stream was a tragic accident, an exhausted but consenting man whose body finally gave out. But I think it's obvious that this was something much darker. In my opinion, and I stress opinion, Jean was broken down by a group of men much younger than him, both physically and mentally, for financial gain. He was beaten as a teenager, harassed during his years in the army, and exploited on stream by people pretending to be his friends. As one YouTube comment on Charlie's coverage of this story put it, he was killed on the inside before his actual death. And worryingly, it's now looking like he'll be let down by the system, too.
Yeah, man. I think out of everything what Lazy Man said right at that ending is one of the most important things and sad things. I don't think none of those dudes are gonna be charged. What he said, Charlie's death is gonna be let down by the system because they're not gonna charge none of them for nothing that is significant. Like I feel like them dudes or one of them dudes, do some better investigation. I don't know. All I know is somebody needed out of them people need to be charged with that man murder, man. I mean, not murder, but death. Like, they is the cause of it. Like, seriously, it's so much egregious ish that went on with that case, man. Oh, rest in peace to him. Rest in peace to him. And I just feel like he was tortured to death. He was tortured to death, and the people that tortured him need to be held accountable. Long story short, short story long. Let's go. Another great video from the Lazy Man. We just halfway through it.
Patreon supporters may remember me covering This Is Not a Cult.xyz in an exclusive segment. Well, there's since been an update. So for those of you who missed it, here's a recap. If you visit the ominous-sounding website, thisisnotacult.xyz, the only thing you'll be met with is a black screen with a play icon. No text, no context, just an eerie message in the address bar, and an invitation to click.
What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Bro, what the fuck is this shit? Oh, hell no, man. I'm about to turn this shit off. I'm about to turn this shit off, Bean Team. Seriously, man, I got to go to goddamn sleep after we get off this live stream. What are we looking at, man? Oh my God. What Rock says, what the hell am I looking at, Rock? I don't know. Then the whole creepy church music in the background with the choir singing. Then this thingamajiggy on our freaking screen. Oh, Life says lazy. Why, bro? Hey, and I want to go back up. I gotta go back up and give a shout out to where she at? Where she at? Where she at? Rochelle Robinson says, "What's up, Bean Team? Gotta rewatch, but I'm here." Shout out to my girl Rochelle, another member of the Bean Team All Stars. Rochelle, we here. We probably like a little over halfway done with this live stream, but it's a long stream, not a short stream. I gotta tell you that too. But shout out to you. Glad you showed up. But what the are we looking at right now? What is this, man? What the is this? D Mike says, whoa, what they got going on? Creepy. Yeah, it is creepy. That thing needs some chopsticks. They need chapstick for the lips, cocoa butter for right up in, like up under your nose and your cheeks. You need that cocoa butter. Then for your forehead and like your above nose, the bone right here in the middle of your nose. I don't know the name of the bone, but you need some good lotion, some of that good aloe vera. Like, seriously, man, I don't know what we looking at. I'm trying to make fun of the situation. Let's go, Bean Team. Let's go. Yeah, the laser man just creeped me out with that shit, man. And I agree with you, Rock. Like, why was that is so long, man? Stephanie says, if the laser man don't get this off my screen and out my ears, then that's my thing. The whole like church choir singing in the background is what made it even more crazy, man.
The only thing hosted on this website is the dedicated video you've just seen, which has to be one of the more unsettling things I've watched in a while. It opens with silence and a static-filled screen. After almost 20 seconds, a close-up of what appears to be a mummified face fills half the screen. The nose appears flattened. The teeth jut out. The eyes are wide open, but vacant. The figure doesn't blink, doesn't breathe, doesn't move at all, but the changing camera angle and lighting indicates that this isn't a still frame. It's a genuine video recording made by someone standing over the figure. As for the audio, there are only 2 tracks, one a haunting gospel choir, and the other, which on first listen sounds like a chimp grunting and screaming. But after looping it for a few times, you start to get the impression that something's off. So let's reverse the audio.
Oh no. Oh, hell no. I'm not going to be able to go to sleep tonight. What the fuck? Lazy Man reversed the audio, and now it sounds like a person in danger screaming. At first, it sounded like some church, spooky hymn, choir thingamajiggy going on, but now it sounds like somebody being tortured.
Okay, so definitely not chimp-like. If we speed it up slightly, it becomes even more clear. That confirms, in my mind, that the grunts are indeed the cries of a human being, laid atop a piece of music. In between the screams are rattling clangs, as if being made by someone in a cage, and the distinct sound of someone fiddling with recording equipment. There's since been a concerted effort to identify the angelic piece of music that plays in the background, with hundreds of people scouring YouTube and Spotify in search of this hauntingly beautiful track, but thus far, nobody's been able to find it. After repeated listens, I think the lyrics begin with, "He's my Lord, he's my savior in this world, Prince of Peace." Typing those into Google doesn't yield any solid leads though. But then again, I'm not confident that my interpretation is even remotely accurate. As unsettling as this whole video is, if we look into the domain itself, we can see that this is not a cult.xyz, it's a bare-bones Wix premium site that was registered in Toronto, Canada back in 2023, but that's currently being hosted in Kansas City, USA. Browsing through the HTML code, we can see that there are a couple of Easter eggs hidden inside. Too creepy, but obviously AI-generated images. Digging deeper, we can see that the site has an exposed but broken shopping page, which the creator seemingly forgot to hide. The mundane and clumsy setup of the site strongly indicates to me that it's the early breadcrumb of an ARG, or an eccentric digital art project. Still, it wouldn't be the first time that an analog horror series exploited genuine snuff audio and visuals. But in my honest opinion, as detailed as the figure is, its nose, or more specifically, the septum, appears extremely fake. Although I don't think these are prosthetics, because the figure remains far too still, I suspect that this is a prop head, similar to those made by Close Casket Studios. Perhaps one that's been modified, with glass beads put in the eye sockets. That, or it's a homemade papier-mâché creation. Because of the use of night vision, some have suggested that this was a bizarre marketing campaign for a game in the Outlast series. Some have speculated Outlast 2, though that game came out in 2017, and the website was registered in November 2023. So if correct, it would have had to have been for 2024's The Outlast Trials. If that's the case, then this attempt at viral marketing didn't pay off, as I haven't seen many content creators covering "this is not a cult.xyz. There's also no link to the game on the website, and I doubt a professional developer would use Wix. It's more likely that the grainy night vision aesthetic was used to simply mask the more unrealistic parts of the prop itself, and to make the visuals more spooky. Interestingly,
you know what, anything? I'm gonna think, and it's just gonna make me sleep better tonight. I'm gonna think that whole spooky face that we seen in that thing, in that video, in that clip, I'm gonna think that's not a human. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna think that was a prop. Like, I'm hearing the lazy man out, and he's saying like more than likely it's a prop and things of that nature. And I'm gonna lean towards that way myself, because it make me feel better about myself as far as like going to sleep tonight. That was a prop. That's not a real person. That's a costume thingy, whatever. Y'all get what I'm saying. If you know, you know. Let's go.
There was a musical called Not a Cult, which held performances in Toronto during November 2024, exactly 1 year after the website appeared. Given that the site was registered in Toronto, it would be a huge coincidence if it weren't connected to the show. Thing is, from what I've read, the musical's described as a dark and camp comedy, a far cry from the website's grim and joyless tone. There was also this Atlanta-based series of events in July 2024. Its name? This Is Not a Cult. From what I can tell though, it was an immersive experience run by the You Did This theatre company, in which the audience could build their own cult together. Again, the show emphasized the comedy of cultdom by urging participants to drink the Kool-Aid, so although the name matches, and the timing broadly syncs up with the creation of the website, I'm leaning towards this being yet another coincidence. One of the few YouTubers who has covered this mystery is Podrocker, and while browsing the comment section beneath his video, I noticed this user, him, leaving ominous remarks. Clicking on his channel, him's bio links to thisisnotacult.xyz. The only video on his channel is this psychedelic upload, which, when sped up, reveals a hidden message. Following that discovery, more hidden elements of the site were unearthed. In June of this year, Mag2K made a post over on Reddit detailing how if you add /we-found-you to the URL, a new page reveals itself, which seems to scroll on infinitely. The title of the page? 1H, 1M, 1S. Likely 1 hour, 1 minute, 1 second, but also him. Since covering this a few months back, the mystery of thisisnotacult.xyz has been resolved. In a post over on the r/internet mysteries subreddit, user Yarmface00 explained, I genuinely don't know if this is old news, since I'm not super active on this sub, and I don't know if this fully warrants the solved flair, since there may be more to it, but I thought I'd post about this in case no one else has. Tonight was a Scream Unseen showing at AMC Theatres, which just means that you get to see an early screening of an unreleased film for like $5, the only caveat being that you don't know what the movie is when you buy your ticket. Tonight's movie, spoiler alert, was Bring Her Back, the follow-up A24 film by the directors of Talk to Me. During the opening titles, a brief clip of a creepy, wriggling fetus creature with a grainy filter blade, ending with the text, thisisnotacult.xyz, popping up on screen. I remember a lot of YouTubers talking about this website a few months ago, and I wasn't sure if any more progress had been made into figuring out its deal, but it looks like it was a piece of viral marketing for this movie. There are similar creepy VHS footage scenes in the film itself as well, and without spoiling too much, decomposing corpses are pretty central to the whole story. Well, that thankfully confirms that this isn't a real corpse, and that the website was indeed a marketing campaign. Not for the Outlast trials like I guessed, but for the horror movie Bring Her Back, directed by the Raka Raka Filippo brothers, who definitely have a substantial amount of ARG experience under their belts, having played a significant creative role in Ash vlogs. Indeed, eagle-eyed viewers noticed another URL hidden within the movie, which directed them to a Russian dark website, supposedly selling resurrection footage and evil blood, with a timer for users to make offers within. I'm personally pretty impressed by this marketing campaign. It's not only aesthetically disturbing, but extremely intricate, with hidden clues and iconography that are still being discovered. So though I don't typically cover ARGs on this channel, I thought I might make an exception for this one. Though I'd still like to know what that piece of choir music is.
Yes. Yes, I would like to know what that ARG, not the ARG, what that choir music was, because that choir music in the background is what spooks me the most out of probably everything in this video. Now, Bean Team, somebody real quick, y'all, real quick, please, y'all, I need somebody to tell me, what is ARG? Before I have to search it up on Google, because I seen some of y'all in the comments saying like this is probably ARG, but I don't know what that is. So can somebody put me up on game real quick? What the freak is ARG, Bean Team? Somebody. Who did I even see saying it? I think Kinnear's alternate. Oh, oh yeah, Kinnear right now. Thank you, y'all. Put me up on game. Augmented reality game. Now, yes, okay. Now I know what it stands for. I know what it means. I know what augmented reality game means. I just didn't know what ARG stood for. Yes, man. Okay. look at inflow. No, that's not inflow. Stop it. Why you gotta be funny all the time? Inflow says a real good time. I wish that would have. Hey, that is an acronym for ARG2. I agree with you, Inflow. You're right. That is an acronym, but that's not what the lazy man was talking about. Oh my god. That's one of the most spookiest lazy man videos I think we have ever watched, y'all. Like, seriously, man. And the thing that's gonna always disturb me more than anything from that is the whole choir singing thingamajiggy. What was that sound bite? Let's go, y'all. Shout out to Inflow, man. Shout out to my girl Inflow. Let's go.
In 2011, two men from Pennsylvania received separate emails from their friend, Jack, referencing events that had either just happened or that only he could have known about. There was just one problem. Jack was dead. Jack Froese was a 32-year-old man from Dunmore, known by friends and family for his sarcastic sense of humour, his warmth, and his deep passion for life. In June 2011, Jack passed away suddenly from heart arrhythmia. His death came as a devastating shock to those close to him, and like many people who lose someone suddenly, his loved ones were left grappling with grief, unanswered questions, and the lingering desire for one more conversation. Several months after Jack's death, in November 2011, one of his closest childhood friends, a man named Tim Hard, was browsing through his inbox when he noticed an email with a concerning subject line.
I'm watching.
Even more eerie was that the sender was Jack. A little freaked out, Tim opened the email.
Did you hear me? I am at your house. Clean your fucking attic.
Whoa, hell no.
The body of the message hit Tim like a ton of bricks. He and Jack had spent plenty of time joking around in the attic, and on one of Jack's final visits before his death, they had laughed about how messy it was up there. Jack even joked that he would clean it if Tim wouldn't. No one else could have known that detail. To Tim, the email felt far too specific to be coincidence. Desperate for answers, he replied, but received no response. Soon after, Jack's cousin, Jimmy McGraw, also received a message from him while he was still deeply in mourning.
Hey Jim, how you doing? I knew you were gonna break your ankle. Tried to warn you. Gotta be careful.
Jimmy had indeed broken his ankle just a week before that message arrived, long after Jack had passed away, and the strange timing of the email made it all the more difficult to dismiss. Like many unexplained digital events, theories abound. Given his sense of humour, the most rational explanation is that Jack had written drafts or scheduled emails that only sent after his death. But Jack wasn't aware that he was about to die. His passing had been sudden and unexpected, and he wouldn't have had a reason to preemptively write the messages. Their specificity, with one referring to an event that occurred after he passed, seemed to rule this theory out. Another possibility is that someone hacked or gained access to Jack's emails and sent the messages as a cruel prank. However, Jack was tech-savvy, hadn't shared his password with anyone, and there was no evidence that someone had illicitly accessed his account. And even if they had, what would be the point of it? Certainly not infamy, as they never came forward, and stopped sending the messages abruptly. That, along with the personal nature of the content, with the first email referencing a conversation that Jack alone knew about, makes this explanation unsatisfying. Some of Jack's friends and family believe that the emails were a form of communication from beyond the grave. To them, the messages felt less like the work of a troll, and more like personal reassurances from Jack himself, designed to comfort those that he left behind. But skeptics suggest that grief can make people interpret coincidences as meaningful. The Jack Froese emails have become one of the most famous modern ghost stories on the internet, And in a world where our identities live on digitally long after we're gone, this mystery forces us to confront questions about technology and mortality. Though some websites delete the accounts of deceased users after receiving proof of death, nor after long periods of inactivity, others allow them to gather dust and become part of the great digital graveyard, perhaps leaving them vulnerable to access. Though some view the messages as disturbing, for Jack's cousin Jimmy, they've been more of a comfort than anything else. "I like to think that Jack sent them," he said. "It's like he's gone, but still trying to reach out, trying to tell me to move forward, to feel better." Even Jack's mother chose to see them as a kind of gift. "I saw they made some people happy," she said. "They upset some people too, but at least people were still talking about him." That quote has led some to come up with a new theory, that the person behind the emails was actually Jack's own mum. Given his sudden passing, his accounts likely would have still been open on his laptop. While cleaning house, she may well have come across the open email tab and thought that by sending the messages, she might be able to cheer up his friends and keep his memory alive, and didn't anticipate the amount of tension the story would attract, nor the amount of pushback. Until proven.
Hey, that's a good theory, Lazy. That's a good theory. What if it was the mom who was sending those emails? I don't know, y'all. It could be paranormal too. As y'all know, I do believe in the paranormal, so it could have been that too. This is one of those cases where I seriously don't know what to believe. I don't know what we can go here, there, and everywhere, and I probably would believe.
In one way or the other, the Jack Frost emails remain an eerie piece of internet folklore. I first learned about them over on the Chill Fuel YouTube channel. He covers a wide range of internet mysteries with a really cool pixel art style. Be sure to check him out through the link down below. A huge thank you to my...
Yeah, y'all, like that's one of those ones where I really could believe any type of theory pretty much. When I say any, I'm not talking about any crazy like out of there, but it's a lot of theories that sounds crazy but could be plausible in that case, man. I don't really know what to believe. Was Jack really sending those emails from the afterlife? Hey, like I said, I believe, first of all, I believe in the paranormal, but at the same time, I believe in the afterlife. I believe when we die, being team, that we going somewhere. Our spirits, like I don't feel like this it. That's just what I feel. I don't feel like this is it. When we die, we done for, and it's just the end. I don't feel like this is the closure to our souls, to our chapters, to our book. I feel like there's gonna be something else in the afterlife, and did he some kind of way get back to this real world and deliver those messages through the email, or was it his mama for the drama? I don't know, Bean Team. I could tell y'all a crazy story right now, but I'm gonna say that for later because I'm talking about the afterlife and what I believe in with all that. But I can tell y'all also a story about the parallel universe and why I believe in that, because I really had one of those times, and we'll get into that at another in another live stream. Being seen, we gotta keep moving, y'all. Shout out to the lazy man. Let me make sure I hit that like button on that. Let me look at the comments real quick, y'all. Vendetta says, I think Lazy did good on that video. Yes, I enjoyed that. And the thing about this one, Vendetta, this was one of the Lazy Man's most darkest. I feel like this was one of the lazy dark videos. This was one of those ones that was really like spooky to me. Most definitely. My girl Stephanie says, not his mama for the drama. Say the mama, the drama for your mama, Stephanie. Like, oh my God, man. Oh, interesting. Yeah, Vendetta. I really could go in on that story. Maybe I'll go in on it later, man. All I'm gonna say is that it involves my dog and another dog, and I'm gonna leave it at that. And before we go to the next video, Bean Team, like I said, that's why I'm trying to keep it going, y'all. I'm trying to keep it going. Like I said, this is a long stream, not a short stream. We at 2 hours and 39 minutes, and we got to take another intermission. I will be right back. And we are back, Bean Team. We are back. We got 2 more channels to go to. Got 2 more channels to go to. Shout out to Inflow. Inflow said, anyone have anything good for dinner? And she also says, don't forget to like the video. Hit that like button. I haven't said it the whole time because seriously, y'all, I don't even be on that whole YouTube professionalism type ish. As far as like, hey guys, hit the like button and subscribe and make sure I don't be thinking about that type of stuff. Shout out to Inflow for making me even think about it for the first time. Y'all, if you're listening right now, man, hit the freaking like button on this video. Help this live stream get out to more people. And shout out to the 17 people who are here. Thank y'all for being here. But like I said, y'all, we're about to go to the 4th channel of these 5 channels before we get up out of here. And the channel that we going to is Midwest Safety.
And he's like, but he said it. My kid said, and he's like,
Go on to Midwest Safety, y'all. And like I said, this was the video that had been popping up on my recommended. Look, it say 10 days ago. If you can see it right now. It says 10 days ago, popping up on my recommended. And the title had me wanting to watch it, but I didn't want to watch it without y'all. And the title of it is Chaos Erupts During Youth Football Game. Let's see what type of chaos erupts. Shout out to Midwest Safety. Let's get it right, y'all. Let's get it right. Let's get it tight. Let's go.
and he's like, but he said it.
Hold on. Let's go.
And he's like, but he said it. My kid said, and he's like this in my face, threatening to hit me. He's like, where's your husband? This is your kid. I'll whoop your kid's ass. And I don't care. You holding your baby. I don't care.
Okay. You want to go show us where it was at?
Yes.
Did you get hit at all?
No.
Okay.
The kids, they got into it, I guess.
He's bleeding. Their kid is fine. The dad came in my face threatening to hit me. He said, I don't care if you're holding your baby. I'm trying to say, sir, I'm sorry. He's not going to play with your kid anymore.
But none of the adults got it?
No. The gray t-shirt.
In the gray t-shirt right here?
Walking away.
Hey, man, come on.
What the hell y'all been talking to me right here? What's going on?
No, we're going to talk to you out there.
No, I'm not going nowhere.
Yes, you are. You want to go to jail? Voluntarily, or you go back to work?
Who you raising your voice at, man? You escalating the situation. Who you raising your voice at? I'm 42 years old. I'm not doing that. Don't talk to me like that. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going. I'm telling you, lower your voice. I don't give who you is and what you got going on. Lower your mother voice. I'm telling you right now. I'm
giving you every opportunity to go.
No, I ain't going nowhere. You finna talk out here. You gonna take her story? No.
Let's go.
What's wrong with you approaching me like that? You ain't know what I am or what's going on. You think you tough too? That's y'all problem, man. Y'all learn how to talk to people. Y'all escalating situations.
Right,
you ran up on me by force for what?
Well, no, sir. You're sitting there telling you're not gonna step out. All I told you to do.
Why she not stepping out? Why she not stepping out?
She just came up here and made a complaint. So all we're trying to do is pull you up here where it's peacefully quiet.
That's not what happened. That's not what happened.
And you're the one started the show, sir.
You started yelling.
Because you kept telling me you're not gonna do something.
You started yelling before I even said anything.
Can we just agree that maybe he's just a little upset?
No, I'm not giving you nothing. Before ask her for hers. You got hers? You got hers? You got hers? Go get her driver's license.
Yeah, Vendetta. Yes, Vendetta, my friend. You are exactly right. This shit is going from 0 to 100 by the minute. Like, from where we started to where we at now, it's pure chaos already. Like, dude, I don't even really know, being honest, being seen. Put my damn left AirPod out my ear. Let me put it back in. I don't even know, my friends, like, how we even got to this point is going so fast, man. Everybody calm down. Let's calm down. Stop. Slow down.
Get you up here, sir. I don't even know her story. He's the one that got that. All I want to do is get you up here, just like she came up here and talked to him. Hey, you, Brad.
Well, no, he went to
get your story. That's all he wants.
The kids were playing football. No, the wife. 3 boys came and said, the little boy said the N-word. I said, hey, whose kid is this? I don't believe he said that. Hey, where's your husband? I don't talk to women. Yelling. That's when I started cutting the up because this is what she wants. She don't want me to come over there to act civilized. I brought 3 kids to corroborate the story, and she starts yelling. So this is where we go. You come and get me. You started yelling at me before. Yeah, no, hold on. Let's not do that. You started yelling at me before you heard any story.
Hey, man, come on.
What the hell y'all been talking to me right here? What's going on?
No, we're gonna talk to you out there.
No, I'm not going nowhere. Then you told me, hold on. You said, did he not say you're gonna leave by choice or by force? Where did you get that from? By choice or force? By choice or force? That's not how you handle business. Why is she not going anywhere?
Because she already came up here and gave her story, sir. All we're trying to do is get your story. No. He wants them both gone. Y'all gotta go. Understand? And hear me out.
My son's playing and he can't drive.
Hear me out. So you want her to go as well?
Yeah. If they got altercations in my gate, I want them out. I'm not dealing with that. I am.
He was doing nothing but taking care of kids that were being called being called
right here that's going on right now. I don't want that here either. So I'm not taking no sides.
Listen to me. I need your driver's license. I need your driver's license. Are you listening to me? I need your driver's license.
No.
Put her right. Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. I gave you every opportunity, bro.
For what? What am I there for?
For failure to provide a driver's license.
You don't have to.
And for disorderly conduct.
No. Ain't no disorderly conduct.
Hey, you're good. Yeah.
Ain't no disorderly conduct. For what? I mean, you have the conversation like you said, step out.
Now I need your name.
I just gotta be real, and y'all can disagree with me and let me know if y'all disagree with me. But I didn't see no disorderly conduct. That's bullshit. I did not see this man being disorderly conduct for him to get put in handcuffs. Now, failure to ID, okay, I can agree with them, but disorderly conduct, this man is not acting crazy. But another thing that some of y'all was saying in the comment section too, y'all was saying was that, and I agree with this, is that where's the evidence that whoever y'all claiming, whatever child was calling y'all children the N-word, fuck that. Let's just go and say it, nigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the evidence of that? There's no evidence of that either. But I don't think this man being disorderly. I'm just really talking about why they put him in handcuffs. I don't know if I agree with why this man in handcuffs right now. Let's go.
Not, you're gonna get no bond until you identify yourself to the jail. So you need to
give me your name. If I'm going to jail, I can give you your name. If I'm not going to, I give my idea. If I'm not going to jail.
John Doe, thanks. What we got? He's going to jail, and then we're gonna ask the other lady to leave too. He's back there as well. Wallet in your pocket. Your wallet's in your pocket? Yes, sir. I gotta take this from you anyway.
Disorderly conduct for what?
For the way you're yelling, everybody is turning their head.
Me and him was having a conversation.
Nope, you're saying you're not gonna talk to me like that. You're not gonna talk to me. You ignored me multiple times.
He's already taking me to jail, so it don't matter.
No, he's not taking you.
Yes, he is. It wasn't you, bro. It was him. You seen what he said?
Listen to me. I got you. I got you.
I believe
it doesn't matter if it was me or it doesn't matter if it was him.
Right.
All right. I've been trying to talk to you, man. If you had an issue with him, you could have talked to me. And I was trying to talk to you, and you ignored me. I asked you 3 times at least for your driver's license. You told me you're not going to give it to me. You understand that? Here, let me explain something to you, though, real quick.
Right.
When I'm investigating a disturbance, right? Somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, this is going on," right? I need to get your side of the story. I need to get her side of the story. So with that being said, I have a lawful reason to be here and I have a lawful reason to identify you. You refuse to identify yourself. That's called obstruction.
Right.
Understand? Okay. I get that you were upset about what happened. All right? But don't take it out on us, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Frustrating, but I understand.
My worry is this. My worry is if I allow you to stay here. No, I'm saying if I allow you to not go to jail, that you won't leave. We're going to have to deal with this all over again.
I was going anyway. It's happening.
Before you leave, can I just have a word with you?
Yeah.
Hey, is there any way that we can make this thing, can we smooth this over?
How so?
Just so that he doesn't have to take a ride today.
Okay.
Is there anything that we can do?
Tell me what happened. Were you there?
I wasn't there. I'm the park vice president. I just want to make this, whatever we got. I know Paul. I play football with Paul.
Okay.
And I don't want to see him take any kind of ride. Is there anything that I can do?
Here's my concern, okay? And I'm gonna talk to everybody because everybody was somewhat involved.
We had a football game.
Hear me out. I know, and that's the worst part. That is the worst part. We don't need any of this in a football game.
Agreed.
It's dumb. It's stupid. I asked him just to walk out of the park.
He was as frustrated.
I know he was. If in fact whatever he's telling me is true, I would be frustrated too, and I understand it. Okay? He was upset with the other police officer, but I constantly asked him to speak to me, and I asked him for his identification multiple times. I have the right to identify him. He refused to do that. Understand?
If he's suspected of a crime,
yes, I'm investigating a disturbance.
If he leaves, when you let him out, he leaves. We good, right?
So let's finish up here. And then
we do a lot of
I got 11015 right here. He's detained for the moment being, so we can figure everything out. Can you hang out with him because agriculture is back there by himself dealing with the rest of the disturbance? I just want to make sure that he's good, figure out what we got, and then we'll go from there. All right? Okay. All right. Hey, man. I gotta talk to you real quick. Okay? Let's come over here. So look. So I'm going to ask you straight up. Mm-hmm. Is there a possibility that the N-word could have been said?
No.
Absolutely not.
No, sir. Absolutely not.
Okay.
No, sir. We don't talk like that in my house. Okay. I promise you.
That's fine.
No, sir.
And I have to ask you, all right? Here's what we're looking at. Y'all are going to have to leave, all right? Just as much as him.
Right.
Are we good if y'all both part ways and y'all go your separate ways that we call it good for the day? Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
So just meaning don't press charges on him is basically what you're saying?
No, I mean, you weren't hit.
No,
nothing like that. It was a kid-on-kid issue, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a driver's license on you?
Yes.
Where's it? It's in the car?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get your name.
This is ridiculous. It really is. Melissa.
All right. After you talking to him, what are you getting?
So I'm gonna leave it up to you. My biggest issue more than anything is resistance.
Is what?
Resistance.
Yeah.
So if you want to pursue charges, I'll help you do a supplement or whatever I need to do. But if you want to cut them loose, I support you in that as well. I'm okay with letting him go.
I'm gonna go ahead and let him go. All right. Here's what we're gonna do, man. I get you're upset. I understand it. All right. I'm gonna let you go. All right. But you need to go. All right. And hear me out.
Is my kids going yet? I don't even know what it is.
No, they're not. They're not. They're still here. Okay. So we just kept them away so they don't see you in handcuffs, bro. All right. Is that fair? I got kids too, man. I wouldn't want to see you.
I have 2 degrees, man. I don't be out here doing this stuff. The kids over there playing. I guess they're playing rough. She said something. I went, "Hey, where's your husband?" It's the first thing I said. I have no business arguing with a woman. Huh? She started yelling. She switched the story. I have no reason to lie.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? She came and got y'all. That's cool. But, you know, it is what it is.
All right, just give me a second question. All right. Everything that happened, that's going to be everybody's one chance. Okay. Understand? Any more disturbances from any one of you guys, he's going to be the get out of jail free. But after that, dude, we can't be dealing with this. Appreciate you. Here, there's a bunch of kids. Yes, sir. We don't need that.
Actually, I was at the concession stand.
I know. I got you. Hey, brother, this is not a threat whatsoever. I just don't want.
Yes, sir.
I don't want any issues. I want them to have fun. I want everybody here to have fun. I want to go home. I want y'all to go home. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
That's it. At the end of the day, that's all I want. All right,
all right, man. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Hey, go straight and meet up with your kids, and then go get out of here.
Yeah, I appreciate
your stuff, man. Your driver's license is in your wallet, okay? All right, man. Real quick, I just kind of wanted to get y'all side of the story because y'all kind of were like there. Could you kind of tell me just what happened?
Okay, so it started when, like, I don't know what the kids were doing, but her son was over like a couple of tents away playing with those 3 boys over there. I guess they were being really rough with him, and he came back and his neck was bleeding. And they took his football away from him. So she went and got his football back and come back and told him he had to stay there. He couldn't play with him. Well, then they come over there like trying to, he was doing this and he was doing.
What was it that they were saying that he was doing?
Like saying that he had started it and that's why they scratched his neck. So they walk off and then because our tent was right behind hers, and she comes over to talk to us. I've known her for a really long time. We're friends, and so she comes over to talk to us with her baby on her hip, and all of a sudden these boys come back with the dad, or I don't know if he's one of them's dad or what, and he was like, your son said this. He was like, your son said this. I want to know where your husband's at. I want to know where your husband's at. And she was like, she's not married, and she wasn't going to tell him she was single. She was like, my husband's not here right now. And he was like, he just starts like yelling. Like every time she tried to say something to him, it was just escalating. And she was like, look, my kid is not going to go over there and play with him anymore. Just leave him alone, because he come over there looking for her son. Didn't even come looking for parents or anything like that. So here he is like screaming in her face. And I stood up, I was like, guys, and he turned around to me and he was like, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, dude. And I kind of got, she was standing here and she got her baby on her hip. So
you didn't even say nothing to him?
Huh?
You didn't even say nothing to him? He just like turned around and said that to you?
Yeah, well, I just said guys.
Oh, guys.
Yeah, so I was trying to like, calm down, whatever. And he turns around and says that to me. And I go over and like I stand kind of a little bit in front of her because she's got a baby right there.
Bean Team, we listened to this lady whole explanation, but I will just say this, and we'll get into it after we hear the whole thing at the end of this video. We almost done with it, but I just will say this: she's saying a lot of stuff, and I'm not gonna say that I agree or believe. That's what I want to say. I'm not gonna say I believe her story completely either. I don't believe none of these people's stories completely, but I'm not sold on everything she's saying. She may be telling truths, but I don't think they're all truths. It's not 100% true.
I'm standing on the side of the baby, and like he starts screaming to me, then he starts screaming at him, and he's sitting down. He hasn't said a word, hasn't stood up, he hasn't even moved. He was like, get up, and like, and he just like everything was just escalating.
Are you guys married?
Yeah.
Okay.
When he said something to her, like he started screaming, I told her, hey, come down. Yeah. And he's like, oh, please come on, get up.
He just wanted to fight somebody. I guess my question is during the course of this whole thing, what was everybody's like reaction to this whole thing? Was other people like,
oh yeah, there was all kinds of people that were around.
Were there a bunch of kids around?
Oh yeah.
At any point did you feel like you were gonna get hit?
I'm sure he might not have thought he was going to hit him, but I thought he was going to.
The reason I want to talk to you guys is because I knew that you guys were one of the people that were like directly there.
Yeah.
And I know, like, based on me, right, I can tell that he was disruptive to the whole football field, right?
Yeah.
But I just wanted to see if, what you guys witnessed as you guys being bystanders, if he was disruptive, if it was a breach of peace, like, you know what I mean? Like,
it absolutely was.
I guess the whole gist of it was that they felt like her son called the little kid a racial slur.
Right.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean,
that was my consensus of it, is that they were kind of playing, and then that happened, and then it just kind of got out of control. Whether the N-word was said or not, I don't know, but that doesn't give anybody the right to do exactly what he did.
Exactly.
So whenever you talk to her, just let her know that I am doing a warrant for his arrest, and he is going to be arrested for disorderly conduct and resisting arrest or obstruction. He'll get picked up at a later date, but he is going to answer for what he did out here. The only reason that I didn't take him to jail whenever he was out here is because, number one, he had a son that didn't have anybody to go with, and I'd rather not put a kid in DCF if he doesn't have to.
Absolutely.
And number two, because it's just me and him out here, and I don't want to leave him alone.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't blame you.
Let her know that he's going to have a warrant for his arrest and he's going to be put in jail, okay? I appreciate it, guys.
The suspect was issued a warrant for his arrest for resisting obstructing without violence and breach of peace, totaling a bond of $5,000. He is innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law.
What happens when the real fight isn't between two kids on a football field, but between adults and one who's 42 years old, can't even put his pride down long enough so he can be shown a better way to handle a dispute? That's the question in this footage, because kids are going to get into scuffles. That's normal. But when police showed up, why did this grown man turn this into a full-blown spectacle? And cops don't pull someone aside just to be difficult. They do it because crowds often have a way of pouring gasoline on a situation. When you're one-on-one, people tend to think, talk, and even breathe differently. But in front of an audience, pride kicks in, voices get louder, and suddenly you're not talking to the person, you're talking to the performance. And in my opinion, this victimhood mentality has become a skill set in modern society because people rehearse it, they polish it, and unleash it when they feel cornered. Instead of saying I crossed the line, they flip it and say, look at what you did to me. And I'm not being biased because we're seeing this a lot. And they believe the louder they get, the more believable it looks, at least to anyone who isn't paying close attention. The danger in this cultural shift isn't just about policing, it's about what happens when accountability is erased from society. Think about it. If no one's ever responsible, then no one is ever wrong. And when no one's wrong, everyone feels justified in fighting authority. And whether the N-word was used or not here, always remember, whenever a person chooses that word, that just tells you what kind of person you're dealing with. And what a person calls you or thinks of you is actually none of your business.
This grown woman just stopped my 11-year-old daughter in her.
Oh my God. What can y'all hear me now, man? Can y'all freaking hear me now? Oh my God, man. Damn 5K, nah. Okay, y'all can hear me, man. Damn, man. I just went on a crazy freaking rant, Bean Team. I just went on a crazy rant about that ish, man. That is crazy. Hold on, let me go back up. Let me go back up because I'm gonna get right. I'm gonna get right. I'm gonna get right. Let me just go back up and look at the comment section. My fault, Bean Team. My freaking fault. Okay, that's what Stephanie will let me know. Stack, you're muted. This all I was saying, y'all. I can freaking understand, man, that you can get upset by people being racist and people saying racist things, but it's not against the law to be racist. Let's just go and keep it real. Let's just keep it real about the whole thing, man. Being racist is not against the law. So I just feel like in this situation with this parent, bro, with this man, you cannot crash out and retaliate in a way where you break the law because you feel like your child was being held or being racially gone against. I don't even know the way to freaking put it, y'all. But seriously, man, like I just don't feel like that's the way to go in that situation. Long story short, story long. And I hate that we even like it's crazy that even in the year 2025 that we still go through these things. But at this point, I'm 34, and I feel like in my timeline of my time on this freaking earth, I feel like it's just something that's gonna go on. And even in what I said, we in 2025, I feel like 2035, 2045, 2055, 3025. I feel like it's still racism is still gonna freaking go on, but it's not against the law. So I don't feel like it's justified for you to do something where you break the law. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't break the law for anything like that. I don't know, y'all. And I will also say for that little child, if the little child, we don't even know if that little child was. If we just going off words, we just going off he say, she say. He say, she say. That's what we going off of. But even if that little child was to be being racist and stuff, saying that stuff, we really still at the same time don't know if it's true or not that they was. I digress, Bean Team. Let's go to the last one, y'all. We are on the last one. That was one of those ones, man, where it's just like, dude, shout out to Midwest Safety. But it was no crimes being committed, but I just feel like it's real close to crimes being committed, if that makes sense. Like you walk in the line of crime, even though being racist is not a crime. In a way, it feel like it should be a crime, but people are people, and this the world we live in. I digress. To end it off, y'all, like I said, this is not a short stream. This is a long stream, Bean Team. And we gonna end it off how we always do by going back to EWU Bodycam. And the title of the video is Mom Loses It After Bully Crosses the Line. Mom loses it after bully crosses the line. Let's go.
This grown woman just stopped my 11-year-old daughter in her head. She has an entire lump on the side of her head right here. And she's going to tell me it's because your daughter ran her mouth.
Okay.
All I did was smack her in the face and start smacking her around.
You didn't do nothing else?
No.
What if I told you it's all on video and I just watched
I don't care.
A woman's savage assault on an 11-year-old girl at a playground unleashes a mother's fury, forcing police to intervene. With the incident caught on camera, they step in to arrest the assailant, but her parting words spark a confrontation that quickly spirals out of control.
She thinks she's so cute. And I hope your daughter dies.
Watch us get my car up.
Go ahead, hit.
Stop! Hey, hey, hey!
The following is based on official police records, and most of the footage has never been seen before until now. Please note that all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. On April 18, 2025, dispatchers in Canton, Ohio receive a frantic 911 call.
911, where's your emergency?
Yes, ma'am. There is a bunch of people standing outside my house trying to fight me.
Okay.
I'm scared for my life.
We're going to be sending them. Do you know how many people are outside?
How many? 5.
Okay, males, females?
There's 6 people. One of them is a big black male, and he will not leave until he puts his hands on me, he said.
And do you know any of their names?
I feel threatened. My name is Destiny Scott. I feel threatened.
What? Okay, just calm down for a moment. What did you say your name is?
Destiny Scott. I have a record, but they don't understand it. I feel threatened right now. They are literally sitting on my property. And there's a bunch of kids out there, too, with them.
Around the same time, a separate
Lady, I seen my mic was muted then. But lady, why? The question is why you calling the dispatcher saying that it's people outside, they attacking you, but it has to be a reason, right? Why this group of people are attacking you. And the question is why? Why are they attacking you? You gotta explain that to me. What have you done wrong? I'm just saying, maybe you haven't done anything wrong, but it's hard for me to believe there's a group of people outside attacking you and you are innocent. You know what I'm saying? You are just scot-free in this situation.
A call reaches 911 dispatchers, one that offers a different perspective on the unfolding situation.
This grown woman just stopped my 11-year-old daughter in her head. And I have it all on recording, too. Her and her daughter, while they was carrying a little baby with them, stopped an 11-year-old little girl at the park. Oh, you gonna kill me? She just said she gonna kill me when she's out of jail. Please do, honey, because you don't need all the police you want. Please believe me, baby girl. Call your brothers, your dad, granny, call everybody you need. Come to my house now, sweetheart. I'm right here, baby. What you waiting for? I'm right here.
Okay, I'll have them meet you at the park, okay?
I'm standing outside her house. She's not leaving this house. Y'all gonna come handle this.
Okay.
My daughter's 11 years old. I'm standing right here, and if you don't come handle it, I am.
Officers arrive at the residence to find the 11-year-old girl with her mother, 34-year-old Paige DeShong.
What's going on, guys?
Woman curb stomped my daughter at the park. And they got it all on video. Knocked her unconscious.
Okay.
And she has it all recorded right here. A friend recorded the entire thing. She has an entire lump on the side of her head right here. And she's gonna tell me it's because your daughter ran her mouth.
Okay. What does the lady that did it look like?
Her and the girl that was with her right there.
Booty shorts. All right, you guys do me a favor? Appreciate it. Go down by our car, and we'll have the medics meet you down there, okay?
Police knock on the door, but find that their suspect isn't willing to come out and talk.
So are you
No, I'm not doing. She's upset. So what happened? That little girl was hitting her first. Like she put her hands on Destiny first.
So I understand that she's upset, but we gotta talk to her, okay?
She won't come out. She's afraid she's gonna go to jail.
Well, she doesn't come out and talk to us. Well, if she doesn't come out, we're gonna get a search warrant and go to the house. Okay. As of right now, we're just talking to people. But if she doesn't come out, that's called obstruction.
All right.
What's her name? Destiny? What's her last name? Scott. Scott?
Yeah.
Are you Destiny?
Yep.
All right, Destiny. I need you to tell me what's going on, okay?
Little girl started running her mouth,
Mm-hmm.
and she hit me, so I ran up on her and hit her back.
Okay. And this happened at the park?
Mm-hmm.
What did she say to you, and then how did she hit you? I need you to kind of break me down the whole story, okay?
Like this, and then she was sitting there calling her, and then sitting there calling us both, everything out of the book, and then that's how it went down.
And then she came up to you.
Look how she's sitting. Do y'all see this lady right now being seen? Hold on. Okay, we good. Do y'all see this lady right now and how she's sitting? She's sitting so casually, like you a grown ass lady. You grown. And you talking about you making it sound like the person that you retaliated against, the person that you have this altercation against is a grown lady too. You old as hell, and you talking about, and my girl Lively brings it up. an 11-year-old, and you talking about you making it sound like, I know y'all get what I'm saying. She making it sound like this is what you making it sound like you going against, like you having an altercation with a grown lady, and this is a little child incident that you doing. Inflow says Miss Max Socks. I seen that too, Inflow. I seen that too when she came out the house. Like, this lady dirty as hell, man. Like, I don't know what the freak she got going on. Stephanie said all of these parents need mental help. They are not okay. I agree with that too, Stephanie. Both sides of this equation is not good. Both sides of this equation is not in the right living space. I will say that. Yes, Livy, and you're a grown lady. Diana says this is a brave 11-year-old to slap her. Really, lady? Like, what is she talking about? Like, she making it sound like this is a grown person she going against. I don't know. Let's go.
Who slapped you in the face? Where?
In my face.
In your face? Open hand?
Open hand.
Okay. And then you struck back, and that's kind of what happened?
While one officer remains with Destiny, the other tracks down the recording from the playground, about to witness the brutal encounter for himself.
They said some lady curb stomped this kid. You guys got the video I can see real quick?
And there's a police camera at the park as well.
Take her. All right, that's where
you guys want to go?
That's fine.
The officer reviews the footage, which begins with the 11-year-old and several other children on a playground structure.
Whatever, ignore her. You're talking to her. Only thing funny here is that face and that ugly. How can I laugh? It's literally not. She said, "I'm gonna smack this for you." I said, "Come do it for me." She never came up here. She can't get up.
Or you could have said, "Be quiet, tootsie roll, be quiet, jelly roll."
She's literally a whole. Literally a whole. What? Huh? What?
You still running your mouth?
Yup, to my friends.
Not about my friend.
Mm-hmm.
No, because
You're a whole adult.
Go ahead. Run your face.
You're a whole
Run your
adult.
face.
You're a whole
Your face,
adult.
not block this side. Go ahead, run your face. On this side, that's me. Run your face, sis.
I didn't do that.
Call the cops.
Call the cops. They're
Oh, you're a snitch.
Yup.
Yup, I'm a snitch when you're a whole adult. Because you're a snitch and you're scared of me.
Yup. I didn't do that. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is I didn't do nothing. I have no part in it. There's a whole police camera right there. Oh, that's your child? That's your kid? He's cute.
Now, what you talking about? Now what? Now what? Now what? You gonna keep running your sucker? Huh? Huh? You gonna keep running your sucker? Tell me no. Tell me no. Tell me no. All right.
Who's recording this?
It was stomping my daughter.
Her?
That grown big lady.
All right. So what happened?
That is, man, this is the most wild shit. I know I be saying why, like, I always be like, humans can never cease, and y'all see my hands waving. Like, I always be saying humans can never cease to amaze me. But goddamn, lady, are you fucking serious? You talking like that to little children? Like, what is going on in the world? These are little chickens she talking to in this goddamn. Oh my God, Diana. I did not talk like this at 11. I agree with that too. Like, dude, these are little kids having these grown ass conversations. What the hell, Inflow? She is crazy. All capital letters. Stephanie says she made sure to add that big. Like, Livy says, I understand, but that don't mean put your hands on someone's kids. There is other ways to handle this. And at the end of the day, that's what I really want to say. Y'all could have handled this way better. Way better.
So she's saying that she was running her mouth to them. They started yelling back and forth. She slapped her.
How old are you?
19.
So the kid hit you?
Yes.
Okay. What happened after that? Where were you guys
We
at?
started playing. We was up at the park on the thing, and I ran up to her because she was talking like so I talked my back. She hit me and I hit her back. That's all
How'd you hit her back?
Like, do we hear this? Like, seriously, I know I'm just trying to reiterate the point that this lady is talking like the person she got into an altercation with was a adult. This is an 11-year-old child. Oh, she hit me, I hit her back. Like, she was talking shit. I talk shit back. Like, lady, this is a little child. She's 11. You grown as hell. Old than a motherfucker.
They would smack her in the face and start smacking her around.
You didn't do nothing else?
No.
What if I told you it's all on video and I just watched
I don't
it?
care.
So you're gonna be under arrest. Stand up and put your hands on your back.
Bro.
Stand up and put your hands on your back.
Look at her laughing and smiling. Just know people are coming after you, ho. No people are coming after you. No people are coming after you.
I would recommend not saying anything to further incriminate yourself.
She needs to shut the up. Nobody asked her to run her suckers. Nobody asked you to run your suckers. And that girl did try to threaten and kill me too. Oh, I'll die in jail and you'll make sure of it. You sound so happy for
You set
yourself.
her up before I get involved in that.
Yes,
We're going to advise right now.
before she gets smacked. Smack you. That's how you feel about that.
As officers escort her toward the cruiser, Destiny unleashes a cruel taunt that pushes Paige over the edge.
You think you're so cute. And I hope your daughter
You
dies
watch yourself
fast.
get my car up.
Go ahead, hit. Stop! Hey, hey, hey! She
Where you guys at?
Take home, please, and call my grandpa.
Over here?
Really though? She just said she don't like going to go. I hope we go to the same pod.
You can't try to assault someone in front of the police.
Sorry. You're right.
I'm not saying what she said was right.
She curb stopped my daughter and I'm
I understand.
I'm trying so I'm sorry. I'm trying so hard. Oh my
Just be pressed for now, okay? We're just going to sit you down here.
My youngest is right here.
Do you have anything on you?
No, not at all.
Nothing illegal, no weapons,
No.
right? Okay.
I don't even know socks on for Christ's
I
sake.
understand. Go ahead and take a seat, okay?
With Paige now in custody, officers move to place Destiny in a separate cruiser.
Got anything else on you in there?
Nope.
What the is going on?
Meanwhile, a new problem presents itself as paramedics need a parent to go to the hospital with the young girl.
Yeah, she's gonna get charged.
Okay, so where's Dad?
They just went that way. Did they take the kid with them?
Daughter's back here.
I'll go see what I can find. Saw him walk that way, but now I can't find him. So I don't.
Dude, I just called my safety officer.
I'm gonna see if she knows his phone number to call, or at least an address. As far as I know, besides Mom, no. But Mom, did you guys see what she did?
Yeah.
No. So this lady we have in cuffs was talking. So Mom decided to charge, and
Are you arrested, Mom?
yeah. Can't do it. I mean, I might be able to cut her a summons.
But still.
Over at the residence, Destiny's family argues with officers over her arrest.
All I know is that she admitted to fighting the girl. It's on video. My partner saw what he saw, so she's currently detained and in custody, most likely under arrest, okay? And then she tried to assault her, and that led to what it led to, and you saw that, okay? We're handling what we're handling today. You don't think she's going to get anything? Why is that?
She's mentally disabled. She can't go to jail.
But she'll be put in jail.
She can't go to jail because she's mentally disabled? That's what the doctor at Altman said after the Kansas police beat the hell out of her last summer.
Hey, the one thing I can't agree with agree with real quick being seen. She more than like not even more than likely. She gotta be mentally disabled to freaking be in a confrontation to have this whole thing with an 11-year-old. Like this is not 21-year-olds, not 31. This is a little child. She is into it with a girl who is 11 years old. Something right there has to be wrong. Just that point in her brain. It gotta be insane.
She's going to jail today.
According to police records, Destiny was arrested by Canton police in May of 2024. During the arrest, she reportedly attempted to kick the officers and was sedated at the hospital and given a spit hood when her attempts to resist continued.
What's she diagnosed with?
She has bipolar. She has ADHD.
Okay.
She has a depressive disorder.
Okay.
And she has a mood disorder.
Okay.
It is all documented.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well,
She goes down.
all those reasons.
There's no reason for you. But that woman.
She can't go to jail.
Right. But that woman. That
She's
is
going to jail. The one who just got cuffed and placed in the car. She's not going to jail. She just tried to fight with cops. She's going to jail. She's inside his cruiser. He's about to take her there.
Yeah, we know. She'll
Okay.
be out by today. We know how y'all.
All right, ma'am.
How we are, it's not us. We're taking them to jail because they ran.
A sergeant arrives on scene and is given a rundown of the situation, and a decision is made for what to do about the girl's mother, Paige.
Dude.
I was gonna say, I just came back to it sounds like the kids turned into adults being children.
The lady we have arrested saying, I hope your kid dies. So mom got all pissed. Charges at her. So I kind of pushed her against the car and they're like, you can't do that. So I think we're just going to give her a summons for obstructing and disorderly conduct so she can go to the hospital and we're going to take her for the assault.
That's fine. So, yeah, sounds good with me.
So thanks, Sarge.
Paige was ultimately given a summons and allowed to go to the hospital with her daughter. According to news reports, the 11-year-old girl suffered a concussion following the incident at the playground. 34-year-old Paige DeShong was later charged with obstructing official business and disorderly conduct, both misdemeanors. She entered a plea of not guilty and her trial is set for September 17, 2025. As for 19-year-old Destiny Scott, in June of 2025, she was indicted on a charge of endangering children, before ultimately pleading guilty to a reduced charge of felony aggravated assault. She was sentenced to 18 months in the Marysville jail, with 98 days credited for time served. On June 18, 2025, while her felony case was still pending, she was arrested again on a separate misdemeanor assault charge. She pleaded no contest, was found guilty, and received a sentence of 180 days in jail, with all but 15 days suspended on the condition that she maintain good behavior for 2 years. If you'd like to see select new videos early and help us keep uncovering case files that rarely come to light, you'll find extra footage and unseen details on our Patreon. Channel memberships here on YouTube also include early access to select new videos.
This grown woman just stopped my 11-year-old daughter in her head.
She has an entire lump on the side of her head right here. And she
Cause the video restarting, but shout out to EWU Bodycams. EWU Bodycams, y'all. Shout out to them. Oh my god, man. That one right there. I think we have watched what reaction videos we on like 800 and something right now, being team. But I think that's my first time like really watching one or that I can remember of us watching where it's like the freaking grown ass adults accusing and treating little children like they grown adults and trying to fault them for what they grown asses is wrong about. You know what I'm saying? That was a rare occasion seeing that one right there, y'all. But man, we done, y'all. We are done, Bean Team. I told y'all this was gonna be a long stream, not a short stream. We are 3 hours and 27 minutes into it. Real quick, hold on. Let me take this off. Let me go all the way back. Hold up. Let me do it like, yeah, let me take it like that. And let me just talk to y'all real quick before we go. What's the last couple comments? Stephanie said she at 45, stop playing. Like regardless of her age, Stephanie, she was a grown adult And why are you having a conflict with an 11-year-old? Like, that is freaking crazy. Yes, D Mike. 11-year-old. Wow, man. Rock says, first stream I watched. Good stuff. Appreciate you, Rock, for being here, man. Thank you for being here. Rock, you been here for the whole 3 hours and 30 minutes that we have been here, y'all. Like, shout out to Rock for being here that long. My girl, Livy, who is always here, says, see you great as always. Now I gotta sleep after I finish drawing some stuff. Shout out to you, my girl, Livy. Stephanie says, thank you for this fun time, Stack. This was such a blast, as always. Thank you, Stephanie, for being a member of the Bean Team All-Stars. And also thank you for being here. Livy also says, oh, Stack, I don't know what you mean by that, Livy. But shout out to you once again. Are you going to react? Hold on. She says also, are you going to react to Evil Intentions newest vid? I don't know, Livy, because I don't know if I said it earlier, but I do, like, real talk, I gotta react to Tragedy Tales newest video. It's like an hour long. Gotta react to that. So maybe if not, if I don't react to it during the week, then maybe next Saturday we'll react to it being seen. I try to get them in, y'all, but the thing that and I'm not really trying to go into all the details. Just a long story short, story long part of it is I'm also still trying to do my whole own videos with the whole, the video I released. What was the name of it? I can't even remember it right now. What was the name of the video of my own video that I released? 10 true but family stories. What else, big team? I'm still trying to do that too, man. I got a lot going on, man. I got work, I got all this, y'all. But I appreciate y'all coming on back as always. I will say that. But I will try to do it, man. I will try to do it. And I digress, being team. Like I said, I'm gonna let y'all go now because I feel like I'm rambling and rambling and rambling. But before I leave, just please hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and do all that if you ain't did that yet. And remember this: love, peace, and happiness. Stay safe. Don't stop. Keep going. Yeah.